to Ghana. He said quite a number of other things as well. We'll get into that when my guests join me. And then also we will open the phone lines to hear what you have to say on that as well. The Speaker threatened absentee MPs that he's going to refer them to the Privileges Committee, and subsequently he would have to declare their seats vacant, because constitutionally you are not, as a member of parliament, supposed to miss parliamentary sittings in one session for 15 times. But some of these MPs have done so. He said the reason why, because initially, if you've been following parliamentary work, you know that MPs were sitting at 10 a.m. Now, he moved parliamentary plenary sittings to 2 p.m. so that MPs will be able to attend the sitting. Unfortunately, some of our MPs have decided that no matter what, even if you move the sitting to 5 p.m., they won't come. And this didn't start today. As far back as 2015, Odikro is an institution that monitors the activities of Parliament very keenly. Even in 2021, 2022, 2023, the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, this same Speaker, consistently talked about absenteeism in Parliament. And the question many people have asked, is this going to be another unfulfilled promise of Parliament? Or this time the Speaker is actually going to bite? Let's listen to the Speaker.
I always take account of those present. I'm not happy with the situation. I did indicate from the very beginning of this meeting that I have the records of attendance for the first meeting and the second meeting. I decided for good reason not to publish them, but to give you the last opportunity. It looks like that is a catastrophic mistake I made. I should have brought it out and referred members to the Privileges Committee. I thought that was not a good way to start this third meeting. But it's like that's encouraged members not to be present. 276 strong members of Parliament. It's for good reason we decided that we will sit in the afternoons so that you can take the morning to attend to committees, prepare your reports, attend to your constituents, and that by 2, then you will be ready to sit. Again, that's the period you can also interact with the ministries. I also encourage the fact that the time people are working, they may not have opportunity to observe you and participate in whatever you do. But in the evenings, they have the opportunity to sit, watch, advise you, and also make some inputs.
Right, so that's the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Kingsford Sumana Bagbin. I saw him the last time at an event, and he said his name is not Sumana. It's Sumana Bagbi. Right, and then yesterday, the day before, social media was awash with this viral video you see on your screens, where a military man assaulted 2 civilians in a pharmacy store, a customer and a pharmacy attendant. And it was because of 65 Ghana cedis, because the pharmacy attendant refused to refund 65 Ghana cedis to this military man. And because of that, he walked in there, assaulted him, assaulted the lady, and you ask yourself, are some people just mentally unwell, or what exactly is the problem? Well, the good news is that this man in question, identified as William something something, has been arrested. And I'm happy about that. Whatever his other name is, but he's called William. He's being arrested. This is an animalistic behavior. Such a man, if he has wife and kids, I am so convinced that he beats them at home. Because if you don't beat your wife and your kids and even your other relatives or people who are close to you, what business do you have walking into a place and because they refuse to refund your money to you, you just start beating, kicking them in such a manner? This is purely animalistic behavior. And I really hope that we are able to get to the bottom of this as a country, to serve as a deterrent to other people who like to abuse certain privileges and just walk around acting mad, acting as if they are high on some cheap drugs. So yes, very well done. Kudos to the military police. The Ghana police has also released a statement. So they're working together, and I'm happy to see that he has been arrested. This man who behaves like an animal has been arrested. And then, unfortunately as well, in the Ashanti region yesterday, the China Mall was up in flames. Very sad scenes. Look at that. It breaks my heart so much when I see people's investments go down the drain like that, you know. Very terrible. And we saw videos where, you know, the owners of the mall were just sad. Because, I mean, what can you do, really? What can you do? What can you do? My thoughts and prayers are certainly with them, because this will be a very hard-hitting blow. And they have goods and wares running up to millions of dollars, you know. And anytime there are fires like this, even though it breaks my heart so much, I just really hope, you know, that we're able to get to the bottom to prevent it from happening again. We are recording too many fire cases in this country. It's not right, you know. So these are some of the issues that, in fact, the main issues that we'll be discussing on the show today. I just wanted to give you an idea so when you call, you know what you're talking about. And they are the same issues I'll be discussing with my guests. So you're officially welcome to the show. I am Serwaa Amihere. Let's begin the show officially. I began already, but let's begin the show officially with our quote of the day. And today's quote is by Paul Henderson, and he says, "I get up every morning and it's going to be a great day. You never know when it's going to be over, so I refuse to have a bad day." I really love this. I get up every morning and it's going to be a great day. Banini, can you put it back there? And I think that it's an attitude that we all need to adopt sometimes, and it's very human and very normal that you wake up and you're having a bad day. You know, sometimes right from the bed, you're having, you know, a very funny day. But I think that we need to make a conscious effort. And one thing that I've realized as a Christian too is that when I wake up in the morning and I say a prayer, or I pray before I sleep, I wake up better. So please, these are the things that have worked for me. And if you are a believer of Christ, you should try it. You wake up every morning, say a prayer, commit the day into the Lord's hands. There's a prayer group that I join, Command Your Morning, you know, by the Maker's House. And it all helps, you know. You tell yourself that it's going to be a great day, because you really never know when you're going to die. You never know when it's going to be over. So refuse to have a bad day. This is according to Paul Henderson, and it's something that you should ponder over. So that is our quote of the day for you. Let's bring you a wrap of the words that we brought to you this week. Kind Ketsi Nurain.
Here is a recap of the words we brought you this week. On Monday, we brought you capricious. On Tuesday, we brought you laconic. On Wednesday, we brought you faux pas. And on Thursday, we brought you woozy.
So these are the words that we brought to you this week. For our video of the day, we're going to play something that I really, really love. I mean, if you know me, you know that I love and adore Kofi Kinata's music so, so, so much. And this song is actually my favorite Kofi Kinata song. This one is my favorite Kofi Kinata song.
I am one person that I don't have a favorite musician but if the song can relate to,
yeah,
and
I agree with you.
That if you listen to his songs, you get inspired.
Yeah. I do have favorite artists, but I also love music generally. So once the music is good, I will love it. So
I think it's the general part that I flow with you. Once the music is
but I still say that there's no musician as good as Daddy Lumba. None, absolutely none. No one comes close. Have you listened to Daddy Lumba? You know that on Sunday, I had a shoot and I realized that I was telling my friends that you can actually listen to Daddy Lumba from morning till evening.
And you'll not be tired.
You won't be tired because you know, he has so many songs and they are all so good and they all say different things. Anyway, don't let me get into my Daddy Lumba mood this morning. But yeah, that's our video of the day, Kofi Kinata, Efie Kuma Love. So anytime you think that you want to make me smile, you know, when you're playing Kofi Kinata, play that one. But if you want to make me very, very happy, play Daddy Lumba. Yes. Okay, it's time for Court Today with Mutala. Right, Mutala, you're welcome. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you, Serwaa. Good to have you. Today is Friday, and we love your costume.
You do?
Who are you wearing?
Office & Co.
I
always wear. So I barely wear any other brand.
Yeah. That is why we are.
If I'm not wearing Office & Co, I'm wearing Sima Brew.
Oh, Tima?
Sima Brew. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
you're very specific about the kind of brand you wear.
Yeah.
Office & Co. So
I'm specific about, yes, the brand and then how I look.
How you look.
You know, I don't compromise on that.
As for brand, it should always be on spot. Yeah. Sorry. Today is Friday. Yes. And in the arena of courts, yesterday, very, very busy. One of the busiest I've had since the beginning of this legal year. And it was so because of the kind of cases that we had yesterday in courts.
Okay.
The National Service Scheme case came up. The buffer stock was in court and all of that. But this morning, I want to start with the buffer stock where Abdul Wahab Hanan was charged together with the wife. And very interesting indeed when the charges were being read to them, when their plea were being taken in relation to the counts that for 24 of them, including stealing, causing financial loss to the Republic, and of course, money laundering. So you can see on your screen, Serwaa, that was the moment when they were granted bail and they were being taken away from the law court complex. And in relation to this very case, they pleaded not guilty to all the counts. The state's lawyers, led by Joseph Benka, made an application for bail. And the crux of that request was to the effect that the accused persons would be able to the accused person is able to, as it were, they will avail themselves to stand trial. And they are people of substance that at any given time, when presented with the opportunity, they will come to court and they are ready to stand trial. From the side of prosecution led by Dr. Jessu's side, Deputy Attorney General, clearly the state did not oppose to the grant of bail, except to say that, and so something very interesting came up in the course of the submission for bail, when the Deputy Attorney General observed that even at the police level, when the accused persons were granted police inquiry bail, the document is submitted to make a case for the bail. It turned out to be forged documents. So in that regard, he makes the point that if what counsel for the accused is saying is anything to go by, then it is more concerning that an accused person who is before the court presenting document for bail, the documentation is proving to be forged. So that is one thing that the court ought to observe, especially so because if bail is going to be granted, and this is how the accused persons are going to approach it. Justice Audrey Kokuvite listened to the parties and following what has been said, and she said the accused persons, especially with respect to Abdul Wahab Hanan, he is going to be granted bail in the sum of 100 million Ghana cedis with 6 sureties. 4 of the 6 sureties should be able to justify this particular bail sum with landed properties which should be within the jurisdiction of the court. Again, he is supposed to deposit all his traveling passports and all other documents to the registry of the court. Then after the first Wednesday and the third Wednesday of each month, he is supposed to report to the case investigator in relation to that. And he has been placed also on a stop list at all the entry points here in Ghana. And the sureties, the court said, are also supposed to provide their passports, photocopies of their passports, to the registry of the court and their digital address system also to the court. Just in case they are relocating from wherever they are now, they have to make sure that they update that with the registry, and the registry is supposed to furnish copies to the prosecution and the investigators so that they can keep track in relation to all that. And the wife also got a bail sum of 50. That's half of what the husband got, 50 million Ghana cedis. Instead of 6 sureties, the court granted that she produced 4 sureties. 3 of them should be justified with landed property, and also followed the same protocol as the husband, placed on a stop list, processes, document, everything placed at the registry of the court. So this case will come up again on the 27th of November for case management conference. So yesterday, the Buffer Stockman, his former CEO, was present in court. His plea has been taken together with the wife, the other accused person. One of them was at large, but of course, there are 2 companies also involved in that, and the case has been adjourned. So that is what transpired in court, and as you can see, this is the moment where they were being taken away from the premises of the law court.
Were they in handcuffs or something?
No, they weren't.
They were just holding their
They were just holding each other, partners. So, the lawyer, Joseph Benka, shared the brief with that moment after the case was adjourned.
My lady has exercised her discretion, looking at the circumstances of the matter, and we are required to comply. She has extended the bail to my client in the sum of 100 million for Hanan and in the sum of 50 million for the wife. It is now incumbent on us to organize ourselves and see how we can meet the bail conditions in the circumstances so they could come from home to face their trial anytime the court is ready. We are grateful that the court extended this magnanimity to us and granted us bail in that sum.
Your prayer for bail was for a lenient bail sum. Is this satisfying what you were looking for?
Well, I would not be able to preliminary comment on whether or not it's manifestly excessive or it is not. Until we are able to meet it or not able to meet it, then we'll go back to the Honorable Court and then indicate whatever it is. But for now, bail has been granted. It is the conditions we are required to meet, and we would try to meet same to secure their temporary reprieve pending the trial.
So that is Joseph Benka, lawyer for the accused persons in the Buffer Stock case. So he is saying that, look, as at now, we're going to check if we're able to meet the bail conditions. That's to our credit. If we do not meet it, then we may likely come back to court for bail variation in relation to that. So that's what happened in relation to the Buffer Stock case. Then the NSS ghost names. You note that the first person that we have seen so far was the giftee Oware Mensah. And we told you about the fact that Osei Sibe entry was expected in court. Also yesterday, this is how he appeared in court. And as you can see on your screens, when he was being taken away from the law court complex, when moments after he was granted bail. And he was granted bail in a sum of 800 million Ghana cedis, 6 sureties. And all the sureties, the court said, should be justified, and has also been placed on Ghana Immigration Service stop list. he's supposed to also present his traveling passport or documents to the registry of the court. Must also report to the case investigator the first Wednesday and then the third Wednesday in each month. The investigators are supposed to prepare reports and submit them to the court, and as and when to ensure that he's been following the orders given by the court. And again, the court has asked that the accused person in this very case, the sureties, I must say, their digital addresses, and of course, photocopies of their passports be made available to the court and registry. So that is how he also ended his case before Justice Kizita Nakowakwashi. So in respect of this, prosecution has been ordered to file their processes. Deputy Attorney General Dr. Jesrem, in his argument for bail, also did not oppose to the grant of bail, except to say that if you look at the accused person in this very case, he's unable to account for some over 1.5 billion cedis. And so the bail sum should reflect the situation where the accused person makes himself available to stand trial. So his lawyers were also heard. In fact, the lawyers were seeking for a self-recognizance bail. And when we are talking about a self-recognizance bail, we are talking about a bail sum or conditions that you do not even need sureties, anybody to come and execute them for you. You have to do that on your own, because if he and his lawyers feel that he's somebody who is well known, he will not run away to anywhere. But the court at the end made the determination that 800 million Ghana cedis and 6 sureties should be fair to be able to go through the processes and all of that. So in his case, December 2nd, he'll make an appearance in court for case management conference. So these were the 2 hot cases that came out. Then National Signals Bureau, Serwaa, we were at the Supreme Court on Wednesday, and then the reason we were at the Supreme Court was to the effect that the lawyers of Kwabena Edubuahin made a case that, look, they think that, or they suspect some possibility of bias on the part of the trial judge, and so they want him prohibited. They advanced the argument before the Supreme Court. The state, the Attorney General's office, also opposed to that and made a determination that, look, the accused persons, they are here before the Supreme Court. When issues do not go in their favor, they are not happy. But once it goes in their favor, then they are happy. That one, they will not make any comment about it. So he rebutted, and then the Supreme Court unanimously, 5-member panel, dismissed that. So it means that they have to appear before the High Court for the trial to proceed. Yesterday, they did that before Justice GHOne Nyante. And quite interestingly, the state witness, Ruby Edith Adumwa, who is the second prosecution witness in the course of her testimony by way of evidence in chief, sought to tender in some invoices which sought to explain how the funds which relate to cyber security system happen and some other procurement processes. Now, the lawyers of Kwabena Edubuahin were of the view that those documents have some national security implications, and so at best, it has to be referred to the Supreme Court for the Supreme Court to make a determination. And the Deputy Attorney General was of the view that if the state that is supposed to prosecute an accused person is think that these are the documents that we would need, these are documents that will not compromise the national security of this nation, and we are required to have it in court, how could an accused person, an individual, be challenging the state at this particular point in time? So the objection, the court looked at it and overruled the objection and had those documents tendered in. As we speak, further evidence in chief has been adjourned to the 7th of November for that to happen. So yesterday, that case also came up before Justice GHOne Nyante. But let's hear from Samuel Atacha moments after the case was adjourned.
Proceedings were very simple. The prosecution witness number 2, Edith, who is the head of accounts of the national security, was continuing the examination in chief, and she extended some documents emanating from the national security, and we challenged it that these matters should not be in the public space, and that the court should make a referral to the Supreme Court and Article 135 for the Supreme Court to determine by its exclusive jurisdiction under the Constitution as to whether the documents might be injurious to national security. We have been overruled twice. I will take some steps to deal with the matter. But the witness got to a point, and the judge said he wanted to write after 3:15 or so. And the case has been adjourned to the 7th for continuation of the examination chief. And when the examination chief is concluded, they will cross-examine.
The lawyers will have the opportunity to examine the accused person or the witness when she's done with her evidence in chief. So 7th November, this case will come up. And Serwaa, Abisim, I'm taking you to Abisim.
Okay.
Yes, and when I take you to Abisim, the case I'm reminding you about is with respect to the death of 2 teenagers where Richard Appiah, 28 at the time, is accused of killing the 2. Prosecution called 6 witnesses. They have closed their case. Prosecution is led by Nanama Edinkra, a senior state attorney. They have closed their case. The court has ruled that there's a prima facie evidence established for the accused, Richard Appiah, to open his defense. Yesterday, officially, Richard Appiah mounted the witness box to open his defense in relation to this case. So we will follow up on the 4th of November, and they will bring you update. But what I'm sharing with you this morning, I'm sure when you were introducing the show, there was an interesting video that you played. I say interesting not because it's a very positive video, but it's a video that raised a lot of concern. How somebody would just get up, walk into a pharmacy, and start beating everybody around, and that is really, really bad. And the expectation is that this military man in question could be arraigned today. So it's one of the things that we are keeping an eye on, and all of that. So Serwaa, by way of court today, this is where we'll end it.
Thank you very much, Musala. We appreciate that. Let's take a few calls for Inside Out, and then we will come back and do the newspapers. Right. We have our first call on the line, do we? Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Thank you so much for calling. Tell us your name, where you're calling from, and let's hear you.
My name is Solomon, calling from Bangladesh.
Okay. Solomon, let's hear you.
Yeah, my concern is about the child that was created by grace. You have parents. It was the family to do such a thing. For a young girl to be grown up and immediate mental out to her, it's not unfortunate. And I'm hoping that the authority will take serious case about take it serious. We can maybe deter other parents from doing the same. You can't imagine that a young girl like that growing up and they be treated this way. Like, will make her confidence down. And this is not good at all. Now, I hope that maybe you people also follow us so that we can also maybe put it out to the public. For people to see that maybe if you do this thing out, look at the punishment now you are like, maybe that way it's also deter other people from doing the same. And concerning the military man, the funny thing is that that thing is being captured in the CCTV camera. Since I'm going work, they're like, the information that I'm doing working that more than what you have just seen right now. And what they are not being seen. That's why they are too much.
Unfortunately, I'd have to cut you because I can barely hear what you're saying. Are you able to please speak a bit more, be more audible? Okay, we apologize for that. I'll take a few more calls. Told you the issues we'll be talking about. The arrest of the military man who assaulted 2 civilians in a pharmacy. We will also look at the OSP's press conference yesterday. And then the Kumasi City Mall burning to ashes. And then the Speaker's caution to absentee MPs. I have another call on the line. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Amihere.
Yes, good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you too?
First of all, let me congratulate you for being called to the bar. Always I see you on my screen. I said the future is bright.
Thank you.
See you again is rising to be a president one day. You and Zinato also one day come the leader.
Oh, me, I want to be first lady.
First lady, no. President will be good for you. President will be good. Imagine GHOne Opoku have done his own.
Okay, thank you. You go ahead. Go ahead.
My name is Kinkaka from Takwa. Let me greet the good people of Takwa. The MP, Honorable Chief Secretary Taylor.
Okay, Kinkaka, let's hear you.
About the issue of the military man brutalizing the citizens. It's hard time. They need to put stop to it. We are here. When a military person do something and we the civilian go after them, you see that the military people come and kill everybody on that area because it's not good thing to do. And the moment you see a person in a uniform, any security person in a uniform, we citizens, we should not touch them. So why is it that your anger will raise to the certain 65 Ghana cities? You are beating a customer. Why? Why? So please, the military people, we are with you. Without you people, we cannot help you. So sometimes we should have more member, but sometimes keep it cool for us. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. I'll take one last call. Then we can move on because of time. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Madam.
Thank you so much for calling. Tell us your name, where you're calling from.
Yeah, my name is Husseini, calling from Volta region.
Your name is Husseini?
Yeah, I call from Volta region.
All right, Husseini, let's hear you.
I want to contribute to the motion on the parliament concerning the CG. It is very surprising that minority are behaving this way. What I don't want to achieve in this matter at all. What I don't want to achieve in this matter at all. So they should give us a break. This woman has already been stuck. So they should leave the parliament to do its work, and then the nomination of the new CJ can go on. Because they don't have the numbers, they can't do anything. They can shout, but they can't do anything. They don't have the numbers. So I'm pleading with them so that they come down, so that everything will work well. Thank you.
All right, thank you too. And that's it for the calls, unfortunately. Let's tell you what's in the papers very quickly. All right, we're starting with the Daily Graphic, and Ghana funds deepen bond. The president, we know, is currently there, even met with the Ghanaian community as well. And OSP to prosecute Oforiatta 5 others over SML deal. And Dr. Elombi takes over as Afrexim Bank's fourth president. The Daily Guide, the NSA ghost name scandal. Osei Sibe slapped with 800 million CD bail. Oforiatta 5 others face OSP charges. And Mahama and Emmanuel Macron talk maritime security. NDC supermajority MPs absent. That's according to the minority. And the Ghanaian Times newspaper, 1.3 million metric tons paddy rice locked up for lack of market. Nabrongo SHSO students reaffirm support to alma mater, and 19 honored at the Ghana Governance Awards. Irate youth attack in Suayem police and station has been closed down. The Chronicle newspaper, cost of Accra Kumasi bypass balloons from 1.9 billion Ghana cedis to 3.4 billion Ghana cedis. That's according to the Roads Minister Kwame Governs Abuja. The Custodian newspaper, Okoboy refutes Akando's claims on Lightwave e-health contract. Mahama rejects RTI request on ex-gratia, and Agric Minister praises women in cocoa farming and agribusiness. SAC Bream Central MCE over Galamsey deals minority to Mahama, and NPP validates Northeast delegates album. That's it for the newspapers because of time. But stay with me. Right after this, the guest will join me. We'll get into the conversation. This is GH Today. You're welcome back to the show. This is GH Today. I am Serwaa Amihere. It's time for the news in review, as I like to call it. Week in review, sorry, because we are looking at all the things that have happened this week, right? I'm here with Ibrahim Al-Hassan. He's the head of current affairs here at the EIB network. He's also the producer for GH Today. He is our parliamentary correspondent. And he is the organizing secretary for the Parliamentary Press Corps. Boss, good morning.
Good morning, Serwaa.
Audu Mahama is the managing editor for the Custodian newspaper. Audu, good morning.
Good morning,
and
Serwaa.
Elvis Darko is the managing editor for the News Center. Okay, good morning, Mr. Darko.
Good morning.
Okay. 4 things that I want us to look at. So let's be very crisp and quick in our submission so that we are able to cover all 4 of them. Okay. I want us to start. I want us to start with yesterday. Today, thankfully, nothing has happened yet this morning. But yesterday, 2 things happened. The military man who assaulted the civilians was arrested. But after that, something else happened, which is the Office of the Special Prosecutor. He held a press conference where he spoke for a while, actually, because you were there, right? And
a long while.
Yes, a long while.
A long time.
And I listened, I followed it, and I actually, beyond listening, I saw updates, watched it actually. He said quite a number of things, but the takeaway for many people is that by the end of November this year, Ken Ofori-Atta, who is former finance minister, and 5 others will be charged for their involvement in the SML contract. And he also said that you want charges, you want prosecution, but give him time. He wants to do it and do it right. He doesn't want to rush with it, but he's almost near ending it. And so, like I said, by the end of November, we will see charges preferred against these 6 persons that he mentioned in his press conference, of course, led by the former finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta. So that makes us believe that we are far advanced in the extradition process, or whatever stage that they are in. And he also said that his office has no problem whatsoever with the AG's departments, and that the AG actually trained him. So he has a bit of him in him, right? He has a bit of Dominic Ayine in him, the special prosecutor. And speaking of press conferences, the Attorney General himself too did his own press conference beginning of this week, right?
I think that was last week.
That was last week. Well, we talked about it last week.
Yeah.
Where he talked about, it was last week, where he talked about before Friday, because
we discussed
Hanan, is it Hanan or
yes,
Hanan? Okay, the former Buffer Stock CEO was supposed to have been charged on Friday, which didn't happen.
Yes.
And I think happened this week.
Yes.
This week as well, the former director of the National Service Authority also was in court, given 800 million CD bail. I don't know when he's going to meet those requirements. It makes me very much afraid for Ken Ofori-Atta and what his bail conditions will be, because 800 million?
It depends on the amount.
Hanan's bail was set at 100 million,
yes,
and his wife for 50. Gifty was, I think, 10 million,
yes,
right?
Yes,
and she's been able to meet her bail condition. She's out. NSA was 800 million. So you can guess. Anyway, that's just by the way. But let's start with the Office of the Special Prosecutor and the press conference. IB, you were there, so I'm going to start with you. I don't know. I would were you there? I don't know.
I was there. He has a permanent seat.
No, I don't. Elvis also.
Elvis, were you there?
Last 2, I think the last but 2. No. Once he was there.
But you have a permanent seat.
He has some heated messages.
Since then, they don't invite me to their press conference.
Let's listen to the Special Prosecutor briefly.
Collected all the evidence that we needed to aid in the prosecution of this matter. However, 2 things were outstanding. One, we needed official verification of a lot of the items that we had intercepted, especially in respect of communication. And this required the input of our major foreign partners. Indeed, the packet arrived on Monday in validation of what we had way back in March. Early June, I think it was 10th June, we carried out further searches and seizures at 2 offices of SML. One in Accra in Osu, and one in Tema. And there we retrieved computer servers and hard drives that had to be subjected to forensic examination. This work is not done overnight, and it is upon this reason that we informed the Attorney General when we kick-started the extradition process that the dockets had not been bound up yet, because we were waiting for something. At the OSP, we do not talk lightly. We knew what we were waiting for, and we have them fully now.
Okay, so that's the special prosecutor, Mr. Kisieja, being there at the press conference yesterday, which went on for a while, like we said, a long while. IB,
yes.
Your takeaways, because maybe it was a very long press conference. So please, give us the highlights of it, in case I missed something.
Yeah, most definitely. So he talks about the fact that just last Monday, and I'm talking about Monday of this week, he had correspondence from the foreign partners of OSP relative to some gadgets that had been confiscated, some communications that had been intercepted. And here I'm talking about communications between the suspects, 6 of them, together with the former finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta. The OSP was very sure of what it had intercepted, but it needed validation. So it had sent that package to its foreign partners for validation. That response got back to the office of the special prosecutor just Monday. And so immediately the office got hold of that package. It firmed up that it was done with the investigation relative to the SML contract. He also mentions, and to me on this platform, I've always maintained that whenever issues of prosecution come up, I ask myself, how much of the monies involved can we recover? The assurance from the special prosecutor, Kisieja, yesterday, was that the total amount of 125 million Ghana cedis will be recovered. And so he also talks about the fact that as it stands now, the contract remains suspended. He says that suspension should be permanent. So the SML revenue, GRA revenue assurance contract should be terminated, should remain terminated. Again, he conclusively said that the contract was needless and that the NPA, the GRA, were doing same thing. And again, there was also a private involvement, West Blue. So in his account, what happened was that a cabal was created. In fact, he mentioned that SML used to be SMEL, smell. Mm-hmm. And it was incorporated to do trading. Mm-hmm. That was the purpose for its incorporation. But subsequently, it became a revenue assurance service provider. Eventually, on 3 occasions, it went to the Public Procurement Authority. It was rejected because the argument was that it lacked the capacity to offer revenue assurance services. After first rejection, it was repeated. The application was repeated. Second time, rejected. The repeated application was repeated again. And then subsequently, it changed its name from SMEL, that's SMEL, to SML. And then the application was sent again for sole sourcing. Eventually, it was approved. Long story short, the OSP believes that this was a special purpose vehicle created by officials in power to siphon public resources, nothing more, nothing less. And at that point, West Blue, which had a legitimate contract to execute the project, was asked to subcontract SML, even though SML had no capacity whatsoever to undertake the exercise. So, you know what I gleaned from whatever that we were told? I could tell that the private company not being happy with the arrangement because it had invested and it was rendering a service. And then part of the services were on paper chipped away, given to another private entity, which was virtually doing nothing, but was being paid directly from government. Instead of, for instance, say, well, if you subcontract me to engage in an activity, the payment should come from you because you have a contract, a bigger contract, and you have determined that you are unable to execute the entire contract. So you are subcontracting me to assist you to execute. So the one who offered you the contract, which is the government of Ghana, will pay you the entire amount. Then you will then come to your subcontractor, which will be me, to pay me. The SML arrangement was different. Even though on paper you had subcontracted me, I was receiving my payment directly from government without recourse to you. So whether I'm able to execute the contract you have sublet to me or not, I get my payment. Now, the explanation and family from the OSP is that we paid monies that we ought not have paid. The contract given to SML could not have been executed because it lacked the capacity. There is no evidence, so to speak, today that the service provided by SML, resulted in revenue increment in any way, according to the SP. And so, therefore, it's not just causing financial loss to the state, but it is a conscious effort to steal public funds. Simple. Now, on Ken Ofori-Atta, I'm aware that because of the new policy of the Trump administration, where if you have money, you can buy citizenship. You can actually apply. If you are able to raise funds as required, the U.S. government will give you citizenship. We are aware that Ken Ofori-Atta has applied to be a U.S. citizen. So I asked him that direct question, that if he succeeds in becoming a U.S. citizen, what happens to the process to get him back to Ghana to face questions? He says, we have an extradition treaty with the U.S. government. Recently, we sent a few of our citizens involved in 100 million romance scam back to U.S. in collaboration with the FBI. So he expects the U.S. to also do same if we make a request. And now that the last package has come, he's in the process of collaborating with the Office of the Attorney General to ensure that that formal request is made. But Serwaa, here's the catch. He admits that if Ken Ofori-Atta succeeds in becoming a U.S. citizen, it becomes more difficult to get him back home. And I'm sure that's what informed his decision to say that by the end of November, November starts tomorrow, all the individuals that he named, including Ken Ofori-Atta, will be charged. So Ken Ofori-Atta will be tried in absentia. At least for now, that is the determination that the OSP has made. And so, basically, that was the message from the special prosecutor. But he also mentions that from day one, the office knew Ken Ofori-Atta was never returning to Ghana. But when he took the initiative, it got the backlash from the public, which described it as insensitive. This gentleman was sick. There's evidence that he was seeking medical attention. Why do you rush in declaring him a fugitive from justice? Why do you put him on an Interpol wanted list? And he came back to tell us that, and yesterday he said it, that those who were criticizing the office for the actions it took, what would they say now? Now that it is firmed up that Ken Ofori-Atta is not returning.
Audu.
So, it is very difficult speaking about this special prosecutor. Very difficult because I think he's actually learning from his boss. Well, he started though, but he's learned a lot from his boss, the media trials and all that. I have a difficulty in prosecutors holding press conferences, reading theses upon theses on alleged charges of individuals, and yet they do not, the first place they ought to go or they have to go, they do not go there. If you say somebody has done something wrong, has fleeced this country, has embezzled resource money of this state, where do you go? All of us here are interested in the office of the special prosecutor, the attorney general, or whatever prosecutorial agency that is in this country to retrieve monies that are allegedly stolen from individuals. But that must be done in court of law. This thing about holding flamboyant press conferences for hours, sometimes so laborious and boring, I just don't see it. This man started this, since the complaints was lodged in December 2023 from 3 individuals led by our own brother, my very good brother, Manasseh Azuri. It took him 2 years to put this thing together. And all this that he has done, all the theses he presented yesterday, I thought he would have had time to just prepare his docket, use those facts and evidence that he has gathered to prepare the dockets and take the people to court. Now, this press conference that he has done, yesterday's lengthy press conference, what effect will it have in court? For Ghanaians to say that the people are guilty before they even appear in court, that's what he did. If you have evidence of people involved in corruption or corruption-related issues, where do you go? You go to court. That's your job. You are not appointed to be holding press conferences and giving tutorials on your investigations. I will be very much interested to see what happens in court. Fortunately, he said in this month, in November, the people will be charged, right? He mentioned 5 or so people, 6 actually, including Ken Oforiatta, who will be charged in court. I also know that he has had a long-standing battle with one of the suspects. That's Colonel Damwa. He made serious allegations against Colonel Damwa some time ago. The matters ended in court and there were X on his face. So we'll see. As I said, I always tired when I'm talking about this OSP, because all these years, what is his record in terms of prosecutions in court? What is his record? Except these flamboyant press conferences where IB has a permanency there. What is the record in his prosecutorial duties? So Serwaa, as I said, I want to see what happens in court. Holding press conferences and making allegations against people does not actually mean the people are guilty. It is the evidence that you adduce in court that will actually show whether the people are guilty or not. So he has made allegations against these people. They do not have the opportunity of press conferences to tell their story. They don't have the opportunity of telling their stories in the public domain. Where they'll have their says, definitely will be in the courtroom. That is why people will always say that when you have allegations against somebody, you think that somebody has done something wrong, allegedly stolen state resources, where do you go? You go to court, not the court of public opinion. You do these things and make the people guilty. You go to social media and see what is happening. The families of these people, what they face in social media, how they label these individuals that they are guilty, they have stolen money. That's what we are doing to the people. The Attorney General and the OSP and all others. Well, that's what they are doing. You find the people guilty before you go to court. I think that is not fair. That is not law. It doesn't make sense to me. That if you think that people have done wrong, people have allegedly stolen money, find the evidence and take them to court, not to be holding press conferences. We are criminalizing people. We are actually finding people guilty in the court of public opinion. And sometimes when these people, their kids go to school, they say, is here your father has stolen that much? Meanwhile, that has not been proven in court. It's a mere allegation, and yet Ghanaians have concluded that these people have stolen. We are all interested in getting monies from the people who have stolen our money, if they indeed have stolen the money. But that is not the way to go. As for, so we want to see what happens in court. The people will be there. Let's see what happens. We'll see the charges that he will prefer against these people. And as for Ken Ofori-Atta, he said from day one he knew the man was not going to come. He has is it a clairvoyance?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Clairvoyance to know that the man will not come. So that is why.
Okay.
I think people have been tried in this country in absentia before. Globally, people are tried in absentia. I have said on this platform that if you think that man has done wrong, the man's lawyers are actually in this country. Are they not? And they've spoken that they gave you the platform to speak. We have a law that even if somebody is outside, you can interview the person, speak to the person via Zoom or any other means that you want. You decided that you will not do that. You will not even travel to go and talk to the man, and yet you hold press conferences. When in other matters you have traveled to allegedly go and meet them, to speak to them, and you came back to give us details about those instances. Why has this OSP not traveled to meet Ken Ofori-Atta on this matter? Why? Okay. Why all of a sudden the planes will not fly to the US in the matters of Ken Ofori-Atta? In one matter, the planes fly to UK, you interview the person, and this matter you cannot. But even not speaking to the man, if you have your evidence against the man, you can go ahead and try him. You want the man to self-incriminate, you say he has to be before you to answer charges for your interrogation before you charge him. Charge him. Even if he doesn't come to this country, he'll be tried in absentia. Some people started their cases here in court. They left this country. They never came back. Up to now, they were convicted. They've never been in this country. They've never come. They never came, and I'm not sure they will come back.
Mr. Darko.
Hello.
You weren't at the press conference yesterday.
Yes, I was.
But you followed it.
Sure. I didn't really follow. I read snippets of it because I'm tired of all the noise in the system to be press conferences. Maybe we have to create Office of Media Prosecutions in Ghana, because now all our prosecutorial bodies have decided that the best way is to go to the media instead of going to court to confirm their case. And so me now, I don't even pay much attention to those press conferences. I'm waiting. I want the courts to make pronouncements. That is what I want to hear. Because in the Fourth Republic, this Tobe, we've done it for the past 30-something years in the Fourth Republic. We have not been able to convict even 30 people, high-profile people in this country in 30 years. Though allegation levels against people are over 1,000, if you want to count. We have not been able to convict even 30 people in this Fourth Republic in high-profile corruption cases. So all this Tobe is just to create the impression that if they go to court to lose, then it is the court that didn't handle the case well. And this is where they are pitching the judiciary against the public. Because then they are doing this, it's deliberate. It's deliberate thing that this AG and the OSP and co are doing. They are doing this to prepare the minds of Ghanaians that in the event that they go to court and lose their cases, don't blame them. Because they told you that the people are this and that and that and that, and that it's the court that free the people. That is the deliberate thing they are doing. I've sat down to analyze the whole thing and realize that they planned this thing and they are deliberately doing this thing to pitch the judiciary against the public, that in the event that they go to court with this kind of cases and they lose the cases, blame the judiciary, don't blame us. And that is how I have arrived at this conclusion. Because I don't see how you have evidence against people, and instead of going to court, it is weekly press conferences that you are interested in. Weekly press conferences is what you are interested in. Instead of going to the court, the Constitution of Ghana says you are presumed innocent until a court proves you guilty. But we have an OSP, we have an Attorney General, the whole press conferences, They will not use the word alleged. They will not use the word suspect. They will not use the word accused. They will directly say these are criminals. This is what the current AG and the current OSP are doing in this country. And everybody is quiet. Nobody wants to tell them that what you are doing is wrong. So they are telling the Ghanaians that these people are criminals. So if we take them to court and we didn't win, then it is the court who has freed the criminals and not us, because we told you that they are criminals. This is a dangerous precedent we are setting for this country. And I don't think that people should be quiet. I think the appointing authority, maybe he's also aware, maybe he's behind it, that is why they are doing these things. But somebody should call these people to order and say, look, that's not prosecution. Hajia Fore's investigations about all that she was prosecuted was done by Yoko. Did they hold a press conference to tell us that they are investigating Hajia Fore? The 100 million romance scam he talked about, did they organize press conference about it? Is it not Ghanaian? Is it not Yoko and who did the investigation? Did they tell us about it before extraditing the people? The Airbus scandal, did you hear the US and co holding press conferences, or they finished everything and filed everything in court, and it was the court documents that became a media publication? We sit in this country and then we want to politicize everything. I've said it, the OSP doesn't need to tell us that it's extradited. You don't need it. After convicting the person and the person still has not come, then follow extradition processes. Because in the case of SML, all the people, apart from Ken Ofori-Atta, are in this country. All the institutions that carried out this, from GRA to SML to public procurement, all the institutions that played a role in the whole saga are in this country. So how can you tell me that because of Ken Ofori-Atta alone, not in the jurisdiction of Ghana, unless you extradite him, you can't prosecute? And I have said this thing. Now you went round. Now you are coming back and say whether Ken Ofori-Atta comes or not, you are going to court. When you tell them, they say you are over-criticizing them. It's not about criticism. Let's be fair to everybody. He said people they criticize him for declaring. You yourself in your press conference said at the time you dispatched letter to Ken Ofori-Atta, by the time the letter got to him, the man is already out of the jurisdiction. And less than 30 days, you are declaring a man a fugitive. Who in his right senses will not say that you are not being fair to the person? You delivered a letter to somebody that I'm inviting you for investigation. By the time the letter got to the person's residence, the person is out of the jurisdiction. And less than 30 days of that action, you got a press conference and declare the person a fugitive. If he, Kisia Jabin, somebody treated him that way, would he not say that the person is into a personal vendetta? See, let's not sit down there because it's Ken Ofori-Atta, it is somebody, so it's okay. We are all Ghanaians, and it could be any of us at any day or any time. So let's allow the processes to work. I have sat here and any other plan said that if anybody still even one Ghana city of public money, the person must be taken to the process, and if found guilty, any punishment that the person deserves must be given to the person. Because that money is what we need to fix all our problems in this country, from health to education to roads. Anything we need is public money. So if somebody has been given the responsibility or is lucky enough to have opportunity and the person goes there to rip us off, I am not against that person's prosecution. But we also are minded by the fact that we are in a democracy, a constitutional democracy where the constitution spells out what we can do and what we cannot do. Attorney General OSPs, they are where they are because the constitution put them there. So if the same constitution says people must be presumed innocent until they are proven guilty, and instead of going to court to prove the people guilty, all you are doing is to be rabble-rousing in the media and shouting that these people are criminals, when no court has made such a pronouncement. And then when people criticize you, you are angry that people are criticizing you. It's unfortunate, but the way things are going now, we are setting a dangerous precedent where once an accusation is leveled against you, state institutions think that they are backed by the power of the state. They can declare you as a criminal even without going to court. And I don't think that anybody should entertain that. Anybody should entertain that. It makes a lot of things. I'm waiting to see the court, and it will be beautiful. Because, for example, in the case of SML, KPMG had done a report, and the report is clear that SML has helped in revenue increment. Though the amount that SML is claiming, the report said they don't believe that the increment that SML's work has brought on board is up to that amount. And the report actually indicated how much they think that SML has helped Ghana to make in terms of revenue. The KPMG report is there. OSP now says that he knows better than the KPMG, and so that he thinks that the KPMG are not done a good job. So he is the one who has done a better job. I believe that the courts will decide on that. So we should not make it fetish. And because people think that they want to make the thing look like politics. Look, Akufo-Addo as president did not appoint anybody in government to go and steal. Mahama is not appointing anybody to government to go and steal. Both NDCP have hundreds and thousands of people who qualify to be appointed. The few that are lucky to be appointed to office, okay, if they go to office and they go and do something wrong, stop blaming NDC NPP. Blame the individual and said, you were choosing among the hundreds of thousands who were wishing for an appointment. And therefore, if you go there and go and use that opportunity to enrich yourself, you must go and face the law. This situation where I want to make it NDC NPP is nonsense to me. Because there are many millions of people in NDC who want appointment they will not get. There are millions in NPP who want appointment they will not get. So when you are appointed to them, nobody say go and steal. So let's target the individual. And say, that's why I'll be happy if you hold them before court and let the court make pronouncement that this person in this stole public money. This person didn't steal. But if you are holding press conferences and declare the people guilty before you go to court, I'm just sounding the caution to the judiciary that the judges should be taking notice of what is happening. Because at the end of the day, if they go to court and they can't prove some of these cases and the people walk free, the potential of the public attacking the judiciary that they have been influenced in one way or the other, that's why they are not convicting the people, is high. And I think that somebody should be calling these people to order. The OSP rushed to come and do this press conference. Do you know why? For about 2 weeks now, NDC foot soldiers were on his neck that he has decided not to prosecute the people. They were accusing him of all kinds of things on social media. So for him to prove that he's doing his way, that's why he came to hold this press conference. You don't need those pressures to tell you what to do. Go to court, convict the people. Let the court agree with you that evidence A, B, C shows that this person stole money. Let's put the person in there. For me, that is at that point that I'll start saying that work is being done, work is not being done. But these tobe press conferences that they are doing, for me, it is an affront to all of us, because I believe that you, the person who is happy today, shouting, if you yourself find yourself in that situation, or your mother or father had gone to serve in public office, and you are sitting down and they put your mother or father on TV, that is a criminal. Not that it's a suspect, it's a criminal. That's what the AG said. That's what the ASP has also said. And then you sit there, ask yourself, how will you feel? You think that it's because of somebody, so it's okay. But ask yourself if it were to be you or any family member of yours. So I'm not against prosecution of anybody. But this media trial agenda that this particular AG and OSP are engaged in, my fear is that it's going to erode a lot of confidence in the system. In the sense that if they should go to court and begin to lose cases, now, without any basis, people will now say that these people stole big money. They are using the money to go and influence the justice delivery system to free them. Because that is the impression you are creating. Because you have declared them criminals before going to court. So if they go to court and they are free, the public has every right to say, there may be those of you who are supposed to make sure that the people go to jail. Along the line, some of you have been paid some monies. That is why I didn't jail them. Meanwhile, probably that might not be true. And we have done this thing in the past, and we continue to do it. An example is when previous administration, every judgment from the court is called unanimous 7. For the 9 months of this government, every unanimous decision, every court decision from the court is unanimous. But the people who were calling unanimous 7, today, they are happy with it. The people who were angry that they were being called unanimous 7, their government are also questioning it. A bottom line is, it's the judiciary's image that is going down. It's the judiciary image that we are destroying. And we cannot allow this to continue. People, decent voices must wake up in this country and say, look, the way we are destroying the judiciary, a time will come, the only option we have is that let the military people take over and the country should be free. Because at the end of the day, we will lose so much confidence in the system that nobody will trust any decision that is coming from this court. Because bottom line is somebody has decided to do media trials and goes to court, can't prove the case with evidence, the case is thrown away, and then the public will say, but they gave us all the evidence that these people are criminals. Because that's what the AG said, that's what the OSP said. How did the court free them? Then somebody has been paid money to free them. Okay. Then we destroy a system that is supposed to be protecting all of us. So please, I'm not against anybody's persecution, but stop the media trials, let the cases go to court, get your cases done. If you win, I'll praise you. If you lose, I'll question you. And the OSP, who is like averse to criticism, the moment you say anything about, you hold a press conference right now, because you think that's above criticism. And I think that...
Has he held any press conference to address any criticism?
But didn't you hear IB say that he said that when he declared Kenoforiata...
He sang the song.
But that was not the reason. That wasn't the reason.
When he sang the song, Ankwa Noma, what was it?
He has me under pressure to the extent that he has to issue a statement on their own...
yeah, but the press conference was not to tell you that...
It is. Listen to his press conferences. That's all he will tell you.
When he sang the Ankwa Noma, what was it?
Let's be frank. Let's tell people in public office that they are not above criticism.
Okay.
We put the president of the land and we criticize him.
Okay.
And who are you to be in a public office anywhere and think that you are above criticism?
Okay. But has he said that?
Serwaa.
He's above criticism.
He has.
When did he say that?
This is so nauseating. Listening to this, because he doesn't like criticism, yet he holds press conferences criminalizing people.
But why did he say that he doesn't like criticism?
I'm going to prove it.
Okay, quickly.
A colleague of ours, whilst hosting his program, alleged that this OSP requested for a jet to aid his work. It is not that he said the man has even stolen money. He requested for a jet to aid his work.
But if it is not true, it is not true.
But that's what I'm coming to. Why? Do you know this? For making allegations against this guy, this OSP, our colleague was arrested because of that.
Do you know why I will not let you go further?
Yes.
Because you are condoning lies by that statement.
No,
Serwaa. Please allow me to make my point.
Okay.
Please allow me to make my point. I'm not a panelist, but I have to say this, that right? The conversation about the arrest is different. That's not what I'm speaking to. But if you say that it is okay for somebody to sit on radio or TV and peddle falsehood, I do not agree with you, because you know what? Lots of lies have been said about people that can.
Why do you prove the falsehood?
I am an example.
Why do you prove the falsehood?
So if you lie against me, I'll find you.
Serwaa, I agree with you.
So why are you
if you allow me to speak on this matter, you understand where I'm coming from.
But don't say somebody alleged. Why do you go and lie in the first place?
Why? All the press conferences, Serwaa, all that he said yesterday, are there no allegations? Has he proven those things in court?
Well, he's going to court. He has.
Why? Why didn't he go to court with our
public?
So let me answer that question. I'm not even finished with what I'm going to say. I'm not even finished with what I'm going to say.
Hold on. The SML deal. It was first through an investigative report by Manasseh Azure, right?
Yes. No court has proven it. But you are calling people criminals. That's the point.
But you see,
no court has proven that somebody is a criminal.
The use of the word criminal.
But you have,
did he say he was a criminal?
I didn't hear Kisejabin say that these individuals were criminals.
No,
he mentioned the fact. Let me take it. Please.
You said here that the man said that.
Mr. Dako.
No, let me put that.
No,
he said here.
Mr. Dako, no.
Please. Let me say.
It is my show.
I said that the man said it's a criminal enterprise to loot.
Please use his microphone. Thank you.
Why not the one who said it here? I wasn't at the press conference.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
SML was created just to siphon public money.
You need to exercise patience and restraint. And please, don't say, hey. Why are we on the street? This is a TV station.
It's part of the program.
No, we don't do that here. This is not a local radio.
No.
Stay with me, I'll be back after this.
That local, there's no difference.
There's a difference, please. I'll come back and read this out. Let's take a break.
Please.
Welcome back to the show. This is GH Today. I am Serwaa Amihere. We're streaming on X. We're streaming on YouTube. Please join us with your thoughts and your comments, because I actually want to read them. I'm here with Elvis Dako. He's a managing editor for the News Center. Ibrahim Al-Hassan is the head of current affairs, EIB Network. And Audu Mahama is the managing editor for the Custodian newspaper. If you just joined us, well, you missed a lot. We spent over an hour or close to an hour discussing the Office of the Special Prosecutor. And it's not even over because everybody wants a rebuttal. So I'm going to give you all 5 minutes each. And 5 minutes, I mean 5 minutes. Yeah. You can finish in 2 minutes, that's okay. But you won't go beyond 5 minutes because I'm wasting time so that we can talk about other issues, okay? Yes, I'll do.
So I was saying that one of our colleagues made allegations against this OSP, a special prosecutor, that he had requested for a jet to aid his work. If you think that our colleague has lied or the allegation is not true, what do you do? When people make allegations against you, because it's a personal matter, even if it is about your work, you know what to do. Now, our colleague was arrested, and questioned. And so, well, look at the charges against him. That he was charged for OSPO. Our colleague was charged for false publication and false communication. Which of these is within the remit of the OSP Act? Serwaa, you are a lawyer, and you know the OSP Act. Which of these charges is actually within the OSP Act? False publication. ASP is to investigate matters, allegations of corruption and corruption-related matters. Yeah. Is this part of his how do you call it, his remit? And yet, our colleague was arrested by his office because he made allegations against him. And as I sit here, if something happens to our colleague, I'll be in trouble because I stood as surety for him. Serwaa, you don't want people to make allegations against you. You will not go to court because they've made allegations against you. You are holding press conferences, making allegations against people without going to court. What you don't want to be done to you, don't do it to others. Two of them, we mentioned the Attorney General and OSP. They are senior lawyers, senior law lecturers. In fact, one taught the other. What have they done with Article 19 of the Constitution? What have they done? What they have been doing, criminalizing people? Is it in tune with Article 19 of the 1992 Constitution? Where that everybody is presumed innocent until proven guilty, or he himself says that he's guilty of the offense. These are lawyers criminalizing people and finding people guilty in the court of public opinion. If today, any of them were to be done the way they are doing to people, were to face the charges and allegations they are leveling against people in the court of public opinion, how will they feel? And Elvis was saying that everybody is quiet in this country. Nobody is seeing the danger in this. But what we are charting the dangerous path that will come to haunt us in this country. He was talking about they are doing this because when they go to court and the people are set free, then they will say it's the judges. But at the flip side of it, now that we have this animal farm judgment in court, don't you think that it is also to be done to force these animal farm judges to find the people guilty, even when there is no case against them?
But I'm not sure you can say animal farm judges. It's a judge who reference the animal
please
farm.
wrap up. Your time is up.
Who reference the
animal farm judgment.
You cannot say judges.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Animal farm judgment.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yes, that's okay.
Okay. But
which is still in our books.
But do you know that thing? That thing is part of our, listen now, the animal farm judgment. Mm-hmm. So don't you think that there will be judges who may be following this kind of judgment with this kind of allegations against people because they've been found guilty already? So the judge, an animal farm judge will also come and find the people guilty even when they are not guilty.
Okay,
look, we should be very careful what happens in this country.
Well,
and we should stop these people before they put this country into trouble.
So, of course, I'm getting many messages. Lily Apia is watching and says, what we're doing to ourselves is called terrorism. We are terrorizing ourselves in this country relative to the media engagement by prosecutorial authorities. But let me go to the OSP Act. So, specifically, that's Act 959. It says, the Act mandates transparency through regular public update on cases and activities. The Office of the Special Prosecutor provides these updates through its website, media briefings, and half-year report published in national newspapers. This is an enjoyment in the Act.
We know this.
Thank you.
When this Act was passed, I was in Parliament. You and I were there.
We were there.
Look,
good.
So listen to press.
I'm coming. So what the OSP does is in consonance with the dictates of the Act that birthed it. Now,
it's above this.
Even in the US, when a DOJ, yes, of course, when a DOJ files or indicts somebody, they address the public and indicate, charge this, that. Our investigations revealed A, B, C, D. That's exactly what was done. Yesterday I sat through that and I was told what the KPMG report said and what the investigations of the OSP equally uncovered, where the OSP investigations corroborated the findings in the KPMG report and where they differed. Talked about who entered into a contract 2 days after the person had retired as GRA boss. All those things were to tell you things that have been uncovered. Now, after that, you go to court. See, let's not belittle the intelligence of the Kenyan or the viewer this morning. For you to tell me that because OSP has come and said, Kenu Furiata exchanged emails, gave approval to ABCD. If OSP goes to court and is unable to adduce evidence that sounds convincing to the judge will be compelled to say that because of a presser, let me put Kenu Furiata in the cooler because I fear public backlash. No, then we have belittled the intelligence of our judicial system.
That's
One. Two. No, I'm coming. Let me learn. Two. For you to tell me that the average Ghanaian who watched Dr. Dominic Ayeni, who watched Kisiye Jaben, have come to the firm conclusion that these individuals who have been indicted are all guilty. And to the mind of the average Ghanaian, it is jail or nowhere else. So tomorrow, when these prosecutors show up in court and they are unable to prove beyond reasonable doubt, the average Ghanaian will say that, oh, the judges have been bribed. No. You can't jump to that conclusion. What we need to do now, and all the time we do it, that updates have been provided. We know the cases that the AG or the special prosecutor will be taken to court. We would then follow, because it is there in the court that the defense will also have a representation. When Dominic Ayeni addressed us, right, was Hanan at the Jubilee House to respond? No, because that's not a court. That is a media briefing. But Hanan is today in court where he has a lawyer. Pemka has his lawyer.
A person.
Oh, you see? That's the
But is there a reason why he was put in handcuffs, though?
He's still under arrest because he's not been able to meet the bail condition.
But Osei Sibe was in court as well.
Okay, so you're talking about when they were showing up in court? Yes. In fact, there was one that I also saw an Iyoko official. But so I don't know the dynamics for that. I saw Osei Sibe who was not in handcuffs.
Yes.
And then I saw Hanan who was in handcuffs.
With his wife.
Yes, with the wife.
The wife was also handcuffed.
I don't know.
Both of them. So it was one hand to the yes. And I'm wondering why.
Exactly, because if indeed they were heading to court or returning from court, I'm sure we could have done without the handcuffs. Sometimes overzealousness, right? But of course,
it's not new. So
it's not new that people are in handcuffs. Yes, sometimes they do it for effect. But the point I'm making is that will not help anybody's prosecution. That if they are innocent, that will not pronounce them guilty. If they are guilty, that will not pronounce them innocent. So what those antics, we leave that to the security agencies. But the point I'm making is that we have updates. you can disagree, and many people disagree, as I mentioned, with the fact that the AG and then the Special Prosecutor updates the public. I just referenced the Special Prosecutor Act, the OSP Act, which says there must be that regular briefing in the name of transparency. If it's adhered to, and you think you've been slighted or you've been defamed, say, well, the law courts are equally there. All the individuals who have been mentioned are, but the MPA matter, they are in court suing the OSP.
Okay, thank you.
That's it.
Time.
Did the OSP Act say that you should be doing the press conferences before going to court or after court?
I just read it. It says...
I didn't read it, so I'm asking.
Yeah, but these are...
It can be anytime.
Was it stated that it should be before court or after court? That's
see, the OSP can update us without even going to court. You know that, right?
No,
the OSP can update us on
it.
No, I get that. I'm saying that.
So that could you expect the act to specifically say do press conference before you go to
because
court?
the law, they know that the person who is heading the place knows better. So if presumption of guilt is in the Constitution, and somebody is calling somebody a criminal ahead of court,
he didn't
the AG call people criminals.
They talk about
criminal enterprise.
We see. Do you understand? When he talked about OSP, he said,
are you talking about the AG or the special
prosecutor? Even the OSP,
criminal
he
enterprise,
said
what does it
the
mean,
whole SM thing was created just to siphon public money. What does that mean?
Yes, but that's the firm belief of the office.
Did you call anybody a criminal?
Say criminal enterprise.
Said, look,
say criminal enterprise.
You can be happy today because it is somebody. Wait till it gets to you.
Who is happy?
Then when
no,
those who will be happy, those who are happy about it, they should wait till it gets to their turn, and then they will know the bitter pill. When it is served them, they will know.
All right.
Presidents and even presidents in other countries, even former presidents. Sarkozy is in jail now. He started his jail term. So they will not be in office forever. They should know that if you set a certain precedent, it will come and bite you yourself. So they should be ready. And then when the time comes, they will know what it is. For me, I have said it and I said, I'm not against persecution of anybody. Public money, if anybody takes it illegally,
we should take it back.
We should take it back. But let's be guided by the fact that when you take people through a certain process, even if they win in court, getting that image and reputation back is never possible because your actions have tainted and destroyed a person beyond a certain level. IB said the ordinary Ghanaian. The ordinary Ghanaian was here singing unanimous 7. Were they not? You were talking about.
I didn't stop the court from doing it.
They were here talking about unanimous 7, and they were calling judges names. The other Ghanaian at that time didn't know that the judges were doing the right thing.
Things are normal.
No, they didn't know.
They cannot.
The other Ghanaian didn't know that the judges were doing the right thing. The people were calling the unanimous 7 today. Unanimous 7 decisions are coming from the court, and they said people are hailing it. They are happy, and you are telling me that the ordinary Ghanaian. It's not ordinary Ghanaian issue. I'm saying that for me, my fear is that the justice delivery system already has low trust. We shouldn't do things that will increase that low trust to a point where people will not even have any confidence in the system at all. I am of the view that what these people are doing, in the event that they go to court and lose cases, the potential and the backlash against judges and the judiciary, and the fact that people will say that it's not worth going to court because people can buy justice if you have money, it's very high because somebody has pronounced people guilty ahead of going to court, and if they go to court and win, the guilty perception people have will now become a basis for them to say somebody might have been influenced to deliver a judgment in a certain way. For me, that will come to have
but there's a history in this country. There's a history in this country.
That's not what I want.
Thank you.
There's a history about judges and these matters. This public pronouncements.
Let's move on. Yesterday as well, I was telling you that a military man entered a pharmacy store and decided to assault a customer who we have now been told who she is, and the pharmacy attendants, because the pharmacy attendants refused to refund his money of 65 Ghana cedis to him, which he was used to buy a drug which he says he doesn't want again. And the pharmacy says drugs sold are not returnable. Thankfully, he's being arrested.
A soldier?
This morning, a soldier, yes. This morning when I opened the phone lines, one of the callers said that, imagine this had happened to a military man outside of the barracks, or, you know, somebody had done anything to a soldier or anyone in the military, the military will line up the people in the area and beat all of them. And that's just by the way, but I am really looking forward to seeing this matter all the way to the end to serve as a deterrent, because you cannot be exhibiting such animalistic behavior and, you know, the matter won't get anywhere. This man, I said earlier, likely beats his wife and kids at home. Because if you don't, what courage and what sort of anger will just let you behave the way that you did? Have you seen the video?
No, I saw some.
You have not seen the video?
No. Yeah.
Wow.
But that's strange.
I told you yesterday.
We'll play the video, but
I told you yesterday.
Busy.
Yes.
I didn't see the beating actually, but I don't need to see the beating before I
no problem. It will be ruled. But to Serwaa, it's good. And of course, yesterday we brought that to viewers yesterday morning, and subsequently he's been arrested. Per what I gather, he might be arraigned today, right? But that was swift. See, I've read comments about who the lady he assaulted is, that she's the daughter of a 2-star general. Because this happened, yes, of course. She's the daughter of a 2-star general. And this happened at Burma camp, right? And so this is how a military man should not behave. Everything about this is how a military man should not behave, right? The military training is supposed to instill some level of discipline in you. It's expected to make you very intelligent, right? It's also expected to make you know how to manage your anger. Many people have lost it because they could not manage their anger. And there's this poster story that we use all the time, GHOne, and I'm sure many people can relate to the GHOne story. Yeah. Who shot a taxi driver dead because he just could not manage his anger, right? And we all know where that ended him. He's now a man of God. At least that's what we're told. But these acts of civilian brutality, from the military is something that we must not countenance. You see, when they went to Ashaman and lined everybody up and flew helicopters and stripped people naked and got them to roll in the mud, I sat on this platform and said that anybody could have been caught up in what happened in Ashaman. Because when they went there, they didn't inspect people's residential status before they did what they did. Now, in that episode, we're admonishing the military that do not condone the excesses that we witnessed in Ashaman. Because those civilians might not have been family members of anybody in military uniform. But tomorrow, these same military men who are engaged in excesses that go unpunished could inflict pain on other people who might end up being family members of the same people who are in the military. And that's what we witness. Where a senior military officer's daughter got caught up in this. And just look at where the lady was standing. Serwaa, as we mentioned yesterday, it could have been you. It could have been any of us here. Because you are going to a pharmacy shop to buy a drug. You are a customer. And so just replace this pharmacy shop with wherever you do your shopping, Serwaa, or whichever salon that you go to. Or
you go to one salon.
Yours. Yes. So just imagine that this happened there. It could have been anybody caught up in this. And that's how scary it is. Now, kudos, he's been arrested. He will be arraigned. But it speaks to one thing. What form of training are we giving our men in uniform? Now, we are told that he's a security attaché at the presidency. And you see? Yes, he is. He's a security attaché at the presidency. Yeah. And that's what gives him that invincibility or the sense of invincibility to misbehave. And it cuts across. Did you see what happened to DSP in Ankabrus when there was changing power at the presidency? Captured on CCTV. that sense of invincibility, I'll show you where the power lies, because by association, I am with the corridors of power. I am a bodyguard for a minister, a CEO of a state-owned enterprise, and I have quota. Only God knows what is put in that quota, that when they have it on them, they think they can more or less misbehave, and to them that's an immunity. It's a message and it's a lesson to all of us. How this man behaved, right, should be something that is infused in the training of the military going forward, or all the security agencies going forward. What got him to be that much infuriated? The lady took out the phone to record, and that elicited more slaps and more beatings. So he knew what he was doing was wrong. But he felt that if I'm not recorded, then I'll go scot-free. That's very unintelligent on his part. Who today will walk into a pharmacy shop and don't know that there are CCTV cameras there? Who? Even a toddler will know that now every business, the basic security investment will be that you install CCTV. So he had everything that he's getting coming. He decided to throw away his career, and I'm told that this was the first time. He did it some time back. He was demoted. He has just been promoted back to Warrant Officer 1. And his own people have done him again. No problem. He should continue.
His family people.
Mr. Dako. Oh, yeah, before Mr. Dako.
Oh,
you speak.
But you can change the position.
Yes.
You don't always have to go to that way.
Okay.
It never actually goes that way.
Yeah.
Hey, you complain about everything.
I do. That's why I am. The truth is that I've always been saying that the military have a certain culture that breeds this kind of mad people in the system.
That's not true.
No, the exclusive. No, they have. The exclusive they have. See, when things happen, instead of letting the legal system deal with the people, they say they are using internal disciplinary measures.
Yeah.
And out of that internal disciplinary measures, they may just demote the person. Meanwhile, what the person has done is a criminal offense that the person will have taken to court and probably given some sentence to teach a lesson.
Yeah.
But most of the time, the security services will tell you that they have their own internal disciplinary system. So if people commit heinous criminal offenses, if they have big people in the service to protect them, they will find a way of massaging the issue and say, oh, he's faced a disciplinary committee, they lock him in some guard room, he has to lose 6 months' salary, or give him some demotion or something, and then they end the case there. So, truth of the matter, in our security services, they themselves know that the internal system protects them from criminal justice system. So there are a lot of these people in our security services, especially if they know that they know some big people in the service. They mess up, and the system will just say, go and face disciplinary committee. And so, this punishment, and the person remains in the service. This is what they have done. And you see, as we were talking about the prosecutions and media trial, you see, now it has happened to a big soldier man's daughter. Can you imagine if this lady was nobody's daughter? Like it's a civilian employee's daughter in the service. Probably this gentleman will not have been arrested. If this lady who was beaten is maybe, do you know them have civilian employees? And they also live in, some of them live in the barracks with them. If these people were beaten with maybe children of civilian employees, they would have said they are civilians. They cannot influence the military. They will hide and make some cacophony, this thing, and say, oh, the person has been punished, given this punishment, and that is it. And so for me, it's a lesson for all the security agencies to know that when they continue to shield the bad nuts among them, one day it may come to hit them. And this is a typical example of what has happened to them. As I said, me, I am a shaman boy. I've lived in Ashama for more than a decade. I went to Ashama Secondary School. It's a day school. I walked to school. In my stay in Ashama, I've witnessed not more than 10 times where the military and mass have come to town to beat people simply because maybe a military person has come to town and something has happened to the person, and the person has gone to command his colleagues to come to town to come and beat up people. Ashama, we suffered that thing for so many years. Because Michelle Camp is just close to us. And the soldiers will come. In fact, I have no instances where soldiers have even come to smoke weed in Ashaman. And there was a fight and they were beaten by the weed smokers. And they will go and organize their colleagues to come and beat people in Ashaman. If anybody lives in Ashaman knows these things. It's something that we have gone through. But they are the military, they are the soldiers. Why are you going to send your complaint? The police is even scared to even go and ask a military man about any question. So you go to police, your case will not go anywhere. So for me, as I said, it's a lesson for all of us that they shouldn't think that we put them there, we are paying them for them to make themselves a power over us and intimidate people. As I said, I am like maybe 99% sure that if these people were assaulted were children of maybe civilian employees, they may find a way of covering up this issue and said, go through normal internal discipline. This, as IB, I said, is that one before? Yeah. And what happened? No prosecution. No. It was reduction in rank. Yeah. But what we've seen on this TV, how is it a reduction in rank problem? This is a complete criminal offense. Yeah. But they condone a lot of criminality in these security services by covering up people and using internal processes to address them. And then they don't differentiate between, no, this one is about internal discipline, so you should go to go and face court. No, they won't do that. So for me, I think it's good that it has happened to some big man's daughter, okay? And now somebody is being arrested. I'm not saying that the beating is good. No. I condemn it. What I'm saying is that the guy has gone to mess up with the wrong person. And now the legal system is to deal with him. And you see, this is where sometimes I say I can't be a judge. Because me, if I'm a judge sitting there and they show me this video, I'm not going to ask for any evidence. That very day, no, I'll send you to someone. No, not remand, though. I'm jailing you straight. You understand it? Once I watch this video, I'm jailing. That's what I mean. I can't be a judge because sometimes I see the judge, I think they are too lenient. Even when the issues they will not be saying, I will not have that. Me, if this kind of cases come to I'm a judge, you are just going to some that very day. Straight, you won't come back. If it is 1 year I'm giving you, go and spend it and come back. I think that we value the work of the security services, but in my opinion, the over-reliance on internal disciplinary measures to deal with things that are criminal has led to situations where they are harboring people with very bad and dangerous characters in the system that go out there and do things in the name of the service. And I think it will be in the interest of the service and their reputation to begin to make sure that when this is happen, they determine the criminality of it and say yours is above internal discipline. Go and face the court. It will send a certain message to everybody. But when they know that until the thing escalates to this level, it may not be anything. Sometimes, and as Audu has rightly pointed out, assuming this place does not have a CCTV, who is going to believe these people? Assuming this is because see, the guy is very much aware that exposing this issue will be problem. So when the lady decided to record, did you realize she actually attacked the lady first?
Yes.
She actually attacked the lady first before going to the gentleman. Because when she saw the lady pick up the phone to record, she realized that if this is recorded, there will be problem. So it means that he knew that what he's doing is wrong. So he doesn't want it to report it. So can you imagine that the way he was beating the lady, I'm not sure the lady was able to record anything. So if the CCTV had not been in the shop, he will go and say nothing like that happened. And the military is likely to say they believe him over the civilians. They believe him over the civilians. So for me, it's good that this thing has happened. I will always say that the judges that will sit on this case should make sure that it is very fast, so that it serves as a deterrent to all of us, because we are not paying people to come and be intimidating all of us. The military, as I've always said, that's why I have the view that military should never be involved in anything in terms of internal security. Because I believe that the way they are trained for combat. So every little provocation, a military man is likely to slap you or inflict some pain on you. Because for them, that's how they are being trained. That's why I don't like when military is involved in internal security matters. So I believe that if they use him as an example and they begin to give us a lot of information, and you know, some have been arrested in other criminal activities like armed robbery and the rest, they will go to court. When they are convicted, the military doesn't come back to this person who is a criminal who has gone to court has been convicted. So people think that they go and they go free. I believe that armed forces in particular, they don't like communicating. You want information, they go and bring a letter. It has to go to a process. They have to look at a review of their communication strategy so that they can have a better interaction with the public. And so that the public will get to know that they are not shielding too many criminal elements within the service. Right now, what has happened should be a wake-up call for the Ghana Armed Forces that deal with the people in the system that don't deserve to be in the system.
Serwaa.
Thank you.
I have a great deal of respect and soft spot for military. I sit here as a son of Second World War veteran.
Okay.
And through my father, many of my uncles entered the military, became soldiers. And the training they were given is that you could not even slap your wife at home. Even your wife, even internally. If your wife were to report to the military that you as a soldier, you slapped her, it was a problem for you as a military person. So this person who has just done that, I do not see, he has no business being in the military. Especially when he's done this before. His rank has been reduced and subsequently later promoted.
He's about 20 years in the service, so to be a warrant officer class 1.
Yes, that is how long he's been in the military. But I think that it has come to the time that he should not continue to be in the military with this kind of behavior. He should not continue to be in the military. I think he should be discharged so that others will learn from. It will be an example to others. You cannot be behaving this animalistic behavior in public. You cannot. Look at the way he was slapping the lady. He was beating, not slapping or beating, actually beating the lady. And look at the poor gentleman. He actually crossed, went and gave the gentleman a series of slaps. How can you do this? You know, he went out of the pharmacy shop, went to his car to pick up the drugs that he bought, and returned them, and then demanding, asking for his money. Why? You buy drugs, go and put them in your car, go back to your car, bring them back. How are they being sure that the drugs you are bringing is the drugs you bought from them? And this is a behavior. I'm happy that, or we are all happy that he's been arrested. But apart from the prosecution that he will be prosecuted, I think, as I said, he should not be in the military. It's enough. They should discharge him dishonorably.
And whatever
let's move on.
Whatever he'll be entitled to should not be given to him.
Absolutely.
It should be used as compensation for the lady and the gentleman.
Yes.
So that he goes home empty-handed.
Right. That's why I said that we need to see to the bottom of this, so that we are along the road. We don't hear anything, and then it goes back to the military saying they want to deal with it internally.
So anyway, it was good you showed me this. I saw this video. Hey, so nasty.
Yeah, very bad. Okay, so I'm happy that 2 parliamentary correspondents are here. I don't know about Mr. Dako. So tell me, from all the times that you have been in Parliament, you have so many parliamentary friends, and I know a few parliamentarians who are actually watching the show. Tell me why they don't come to Parliament. I want to understand.
Serwaa, how do we answer this?
No, but you interact with them. Yeah. You must have done. You can't tell me you don't know. You must have asked a few questions, because even I have asked. I don't go to Parliament often. My times of going to Parliament ended a while back when I used to go and look for guests for State of Affairs then. But you have been in Parliament for a very long time. I don't understand why MPs refuse to go to Parliament. Even when the Speaker has moved sitting from morning to 2 p.m., some have decided that even if you move it to 10 p.m., they still won't come. Some of the people who go to, they won't talk. They are just sitting there occupying space. And the Speaker, this isn't the first time the Speaker has actually made such threats, quote and unquote. He, from 2021, 22, 23.
It's not the first. It's not been the first.
Exactly. I'm talking about this speaker, Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagby.
Yes.
But I'm just wondering that this probably will be another unfulfilled parliamentary promise, or probably the speaker this time is going to bite.
He has not bitten for a long time. I don't think this biting will work, because he's given this warning several times. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, many times. And I don't see it. Look.
What do you think should be done to these MPs? Really?
Look, you see, they have this parliamentary that you have to absent yourself 15. If you absent your 15, then there's
15
times,
not consecutive.
There. No.
Yeah. In a meeting.
In a meeting. So they look at that. And look, I must say that if you are a minister or an MP or anybody, I don't see why you should miss parliament or more than 8 times or so, or no matter what. Yeah. Especially now that they have moved the sitting to 2 p.m. if you're a minister. They actually, my understanding is that they moved this sitting to 2 p.m. so that ministers will be able to do their work at the office in the morning, do all their meetings and all that. Then by 2 p.m. they would have done all that, and then they will have the opportunity to participate in their parliamentary work. Now, I say it is indiscipline. Just to be blunt, it's indiscipline. Look, you know how you can easily do to be captured, to not to be absent in parliament? Just drive to parliament, go in there for some few minutes. There is something, the register they will bring to you, you sign. If you sign and you think that you have no business doing in the office, you leave and go do other businesses of the state. So if you are a minister or an MP, you are in this jurisdiction, you are in the country, and you cannot drive to parliament, just go into the chamber, sign your name, sit for some, if you have no serious business to do, you go back to office to do your work. How is that difficult? Because they do all this, they are not punished, they are not, there's nothing, though nobody cares. It's indiscipline. I know some MPs who have become ministers. They have, I don't know if I should mention their names. Even when they have become ministers, they still come to parliament religiously. And I'll give it to this minister for Roads and Highways.
Kwame Governance
Agboja. Haruna Idrisu. All of them. Look, just move into the chamber. You have briefly signed the thing. You are present. You listen to what happens because you are elected as an MP. Because that's why you are even appointed as a minister. Because of this constitutional requirement. You don't need to be a minister, an MP though, to be a minister. But the Constitution says that more than half of the ministers should come from parliament. So if you're an MP, President probably follow the constitutional provision to appoint you. So your first duty is to perform parliamentary duties. So if you are a minister, you cannot even you don't even drive yourselves. You can't let your driver drive you to parliament for you to go so a few minutes and sign and then leave. That's indiscipline. And even those who are not ministers, look, if you look at the list, there are some who are not even ministers. They are even opposition MPs. So, as an opposition MP, what work do you also do? When you are elected as an MP, what do? You go into the chamber. Sometimes I go there and I walk out. I'll go to the press gallery and you see we have 276 now MPs. You go there and you get less than 20 MPs in the chamber. And they are struggling to get quorum. Even the supermajority people are not there. The supermajority MPs are not there. Why? It's so indisciplined. And sometimes you understand these are people who are supposed to represent us in parliament. And they don't go there to represent us. Where do they go?
They go to do business.
Look, I understand there are committees. When you are doing, if you are an MP, you don't necessarily have to be in the chamber for the whole sitting. You don't necessarily, because they have committee meetings. So, but when you are at the committee meetings, you are destined to be present. You are deemed to be present, and therefore you sign the register. So they are not marked. You will not be marked as. Those who are marked as absentees, it means that they don't go to committee meetings, they don't go to the chamber. So where do they go? We elect them to go and do work for us, represent us on the floor in the house. So where do they go? What work do they do? Look, I think that we should see action against MPs who do not go to. Whether you are a minister, you are an opposition MP, you are what, you should be there. That's what we have elected you to do. Be in the chamber, be in the house, and work for us. We cannot be paying people who are permanently absent in the house. It's indiscipline, and I think that the speaker has spoken a lot. It is time for him to act. This thing, the threats, he has given threats several times. He went nothing. So I think that it is time for him to actualize his threat and make sure that, look, we don't get empty seats in there. Fortunately, look, have you seen their newly refurbished chamber? Mm-hmm. It's so nice and comfortable that, look, if that should even entice people to go, the MPs should to go there. The environment is so nice. Look, Speaker Babi, now walk the talk.
All right.
You should walk the talk. Because the indiscipline is becoming too much. Look, as I'm speaking right now, I'll go to the chamber and I'll go to Parliament later in the day. Some people may not agree, may not be happy with what I'm saying, but it's indiscipline. We will not elect you to go and do our work for us, and we don't find you where you are supposed to be, and you want us to be happy. Why? Why do we pay you? We pay them to do the work for us. Look, as I said, look, I actually look at some MPs who are so disciplined. They make sure that they are always there, at least, even if it is 5 minutes, to see what is going on in the house. You are there. That is why you are paid for. That's why we have elected you to be there.
Okay.
Oh.
IB.
Yes. So there is an unwritten principle in Parliament, right, that if you want to be poor as an MP, stay in the chamber. And it's an unwritten principle, but the MPs you interact with will tell you that, yes, those who do not stay in the chamber often have access to more resources, and they are easily able to get the nod from their political party and also return to Parliament. And so I've covered Parliament for a while, and Audu has done longer than I have. But when it comes to the proper work of Parliament, and that's legislation, you could count less than 15 from both sides. Especially the consideration of bills. Exactly. So that's like the actual work. Yeah, that's the actual work of Parliament, lawmaking. You get less than 30. You get less than, sometimes 15. So, and I can, on top of my head, I can even mention some of them who are still here. One is a Deputy Speaker of Parliament, First Deputy Speaker, Bernard Ahiafo. You can talk about Enyimadu Entry of Asante Achim Central. You can talk about even Susu. Yes, you can talk about now Kabiru. You can talk about the gentleman you engaged yesterday, and that's Frank Efrie, Afajeto South. Mm-hmm. Very punctual and meticulous. And let me mention my brother, Mahama Shaibu. Mahama Shaibu, yes, when it comes to legislation. Mahama Shaibu, and yes, a few more. Look, a few more. This guy, Okakwe Central. Yes, Patrick Yabuama. Who was present? A few more. And a lot of them. Exactly. But there are many others, and you ask the direct question as to what is the problem. Mm-hmm. The problem with this 9th Parliament specifically is the overwhelming numbers. So the majority MPs feel like if I don't go, somebody else will go, right? Because, listen, they have 185 plus 4, so 189, right? So even if 89 of them decide not to go, there should be 100 of them showing up, right? But unfortunately, you don't see those numbers on the side of them. Unless it is budget presentation or the State of the Nation address, I'm yet to see a day that we've recorded more than 100 on the side of the majority. Because usually, it is the majority that has government business to transact. Your party is in power. Unfortunately, for this particular majority, Many of his members are disgruntled, Serwaa.
Because they didn't get appointments.
They didn't get. And so, yes, you are fortunate. You've been given an appointment as a deputy minister. You are serving on the board. You are a minister. And so you have access to more resources. Do you expect me to wake up every morning and then come and then do your work for you? So, yes. And it's been 9 months of this. At the point we felt the majority will have a lid on this. It doesn't look like to have a solution, to be honest with you. Because in the 8th Parliament, businesses had to be put on hold for the Nana administration to marshal every member it had. Because if you miss just one, you are in trouble. We all know how people levy and what have you. Mm-hmm. You miss just one, you are in trouble. You are off. And we all had a very bitter lesson. And then, so on this platform, we're saying that, and I predicted.
I didn't like this.
Exactly.
You remember?
Yes, I predicted that. You see, because of the challenges Akufo-Addo went through, Ghanaians should make up their mind. If they are voting for a president, they should give the president a majority to work with. That one, yes, we if they are voting for a president for the presidential elections, it only makes sense that you give the party the majority.
Yes, we all agree.
But little did we know that the listeners and the viewers will overwhelmingly endorse that position, and that's what we have witnessed. So it is a challenge with the 9th Parliament that we are equally dealing with. The solution lies with the government and its front bench in Parliament. I don't know how they're going to go about it, but of course, in the 8th Parliament, there was a committee, privileges committee, chaired by Joseph Osei-Usu, that sat on a referral on Adwoa Safo, on Henry Korte, and then on Kennedy Ohene Japan. The committee then decided to say that because Adwoa Safo was not available to be heard, she should lose her seat. The Speaker said, no, we referred 3 people to you. You can't say by the dint of the fact that you could not establish contact with Adwoa Safo. She's the only one that should lose her seat. So that report was jettisoned into the bin. If we had taken an action on that report, I'm sure that would have served as a lesson to the current members of Parliament. Of course, Speaker is Aban Bagbin. Who was the Speaker for the 8th Parliament? Aban Bagbin, right? So that report never saw the light of day, right? Speaker has threatened. In fact, the Speaker now ensures that the report is compiled, and that's a report you have seen making rounds. Yes, see, over the period, foreign affairs ministers have been the worst culprits because, in fact, I can tell you that a foreign affairs minister will spend much more time outside Ghana than in Ghana. If you're a foreign affairs minister and you spend more time in Ghana or in the country, then you are not doing your work. Because per your designation, you are supposed to be the chief diplomat of the government. But my shock is the fact that they are marked absent without permission.
Yes.
You see, there is an avenue of you seeking for permission to be absent. So that is just about you requesting or alerting the Speaker to this.
Even that one, they don't want to.
So if you are going to absent yourself, I know a few people who were equally sick. What's the name? Botiano Grace from MP, almost died from COVID. And yes, so I've seen his name on the list, and I say, no, you have no idea what happened to that man. And then Koko MP. He's now stroke. Of course, he's able to move now. So yes, of course. And so when his name is mentioned, that's the reason. And there were many within the MPP. There were many people who felt to give way, even before the elections. Right? The council sat on it. The decision was made that he should give way. By the time the communication got to the constituency, it had changed, and then he made it to Parliament. So yeah, he's still unable to show up. So Nkoko people will have to wait for a while to get a representation. It is what it is, unless the party decides to take an action, right? So whatever action that he wants to take,
he will end his term.
Okay, we hear you. The party has spoken.
Maza.
The president has spoken. You are speaking.
You know why I've said that?
No, I don't.
This is somebody who was sick, and the party recommended that he should probably step down for this. He got to the constituency, and things changed. What would the party do now that he is elected as MP?
I get that.
The situation hasn't changed. That's why I'm just guessing
Let
that
Ivy
he will
finish.
be there.
We have to go.
Yes.
So basically, see, I think for now especially, it's the majority side that will have to do a lot of the work. See,
they are not coming.
Speaker will not declare anybody's seat vacant. I tell you this. Let's not kid ourselves. Yeah. See, nobody will go for loans, go and prosecute a campaign, and come, and then you say that because I've absented myself for 15 days within the meeting. Oh, so the threat will be that you'll be named and shamed. You think that the publications have not slighted them? Yeah, so let's keep naming and shaming. But the ministers, yes, ask for permission. This shouldn't be difficult. Just write to the speaker. I'll let the speaker. We don't expect ministers to always be in parliament. No, it means you are directing your duty.
But if you are in this jurisdiction, you can easily be in parliament.
Yeah, Abuja, you single out Abuja, and I'll single him out. See, Governor Kwame Abuja. If you talk about being meticulous, if you talk about attention to detail, you talk about taking your legislative work seriously, Governor Kwame Abuja is the definition.
All right. Look, the man comes to. It's not because it's somebody have observed since he came to parliament. He comes to parliament by 9. There are some who do that. Yeah. But you see him visibly. Sometimes he sits in a chamber before parliament. And he's still doing it. He's doing it even more because he's a roads and highways minister. Because they are asked more questions than any minister. Roads and highways ministers are asked, they answer more questions than any minister. Yeah. So now he's even worse. He comes to the house all the time. Yeah. But this super majority, if you are majority and you cannot even gather your people to come and do government business, why have you elected them? Why? Look, do you know sometimes majority side, they even find it difficult to raise quorum to do their business. What are the MPs there for?
All right, thank you so much. We have to go because of time.
He's not speaking.
Oh, you have not?
He has.
Oh? He has not.
He spoke first.
I wouldn't admit to want to
speak. Because he
hasn't. Oh, I thought that.
No.
Forgive me, please.
No, about MPs are my main garden.
No.
Oh, okay, come in. I thought that you had. Forgive me.
I have spoken enough for you.
I'm happy that the list is being published. So somebody can go to court if the speaker refuses to sack them. Someone can go to court and say, this is what the law says, so deal with them. Yeah. You see, we are confused people by the constitution that we operate. It's a confusion, and this is one of the confusions. Yeah. See, people are supposed to do parliamentary work.
Yes.
Then we add them to the executive and give them a whole lot of work.
That's a problem.
So if you give the person so much work to do as a minister, as he said, there are so many ministries, 24 hours you are busy. So what time is the person going to do any legislative work? Even if the person comes to the house, he just wants to come and mark register and go. It's a situation we have to look at. Do we really have to have that and say that an MP should be a minister and then give the ruling that if you absent yourself for this number of days, you lose your seat? When you yourself
I think the Constitution Review
so
Committee is looking at that.
Yeah.
If we want to have this hybrid, then this idea of if you absent yourself, it should be removed. Should be removed from the constitution or the standing orders because it makes no sense. I've been asked to work for Ghana. Making the law is one aspect of working for Ghana, but you have given me a job that has gone beyond making of laws. That I should always be out there as a minister, and every issue is coming to me. How do I have time to come to Parliament? So the Constitutional Review Commission is working. This is one of the confusions in the Constitution. Either we say if you are MP, you cannot be part of the executive. Straight
separation of
powers. So members of parliament can't be executives. Then that one, when you are saying the person is not attending to his work, I agree with you. But when the person has another work in addition to the parliamentary work, how do I expect that person to be in parliament all the time? Also, the person has spent so much money to go and do a campaign and come to parliament. His government is in power. Now he has to be going to lobby his colleague ministers and appointed to say whether some of his friends will get some contract because they are the one who will sponsor his campaign in the next election. So you also want to make sure that his next election, you have money to be able to finance it. Aside that, these MPs, I said it's a self-inflicted pain, but if you are taking the glory, you have to take the pain too. Wherever you are, whether in Accra, in your village, before you wake up in the morning, people are queued at your gate like from 4 a.m. waiting for your door to open.
I said it here several times.
They will bring their concerns one after the other. Even If you don't attend somebody's outdooring, he will vote against you.
Oh, yes.
If you didn't go to somebody's funeral, he's going to vote against you. So you
you don't greet the person.
You put the person at so much strain with all this, and you think that the person should have time. If the person is interested in maintaining the seat, then the person has to do things that will make sure that he's able to maintain the seat. But if the person doesn't want to maintain, that's what you expect him to do. And I've known MPs who have concentrated on parliamentary work and lost their seats.
Oh, yes.
They concentrate on parliamentary work, very good legislators, do a lot of the work at the committee level. Yeah. They go to election, they lose their seat. Because they are focused on doing the work they have been elected to do. They didn't focus on, they have to please the people, look for money for campaign, and therefore when it was time for campaign, they didn't have the money. Yeah. The people were also angry with him because when we come to your house, you don't attend to us. When we come to your office, you say you are busy. There are ministers as we speak now. People say they should be removed from office. Yes. Why? Because when they go to their office, they say, oh, I'm in the office, I'm working. Why not go to party office, or why not meet me as a different people? This is official. They said, no, the minister has no right to say that. Yeah. It's the party that won the election, that's why you're a minister. So you leave the government work and attend to ask the party people when we come to your office. And he said, no, that's why I am here. I'm here to work. He said, no, if you do that, they will tell the president to remove you. So I think that we have done this for 30 years. We all know the challenges that we have put these MPs, who we have also made ministers. What we all know the situation. So it will be unfair for anybody to say, go and remove this MP, when we know very well that he's a minister and is performing so much duties at his work. So the Constitutional Review Commission needs to look at this. I think Parliament itself needs to look at it. See, the hypocrisy of Parliament is that instead of them admitting that as long as we want to be part of the executive, then these challenges will remain. So that aspect of your absence should lead to your removal and the rest. Let's rather find a way of reviewing that aspect of their own standing orders to make sure that your absence does not remove you from office. But that idea is a constitution. Yes. Then we must review it, because for me, I don't think that it works, because the constitution has put you in dual role. Yes. You are a member of parliament, you are at the same time a minister of state, a deputy minister, or some position. And now you are supposed to combine both. One person in a day. What at all can you do for parliament at the same time? Meanwhile, the work for government is more loaded than parliament. Okay? Because once you are an appointee, from morning to evening, all kinds of files will be coming to your table for you to act on.
Parliament is
you want them
supposed
to leave all the files and go and see the because they have to make a lot of
working. Parliament is supposed to be more loaded.
Parliament needs to look at their work. If they think that they have to review that, I think it will be in their own interest, so long as they want to remain part of the executive. Yeah. But if they think that they don't want to be part of the executive, and therefore they want to
but it doesn't start with government to do that. It's the executives that should initiate the separation.
Oh, but Parliament can send proposals to the executive, and this is what we have seen.
But you know that they won't do that, so...
No, they won't do it because the sweet sugar, no? Sweet sugar is appointment.
Absolutely.
That's the point.
And majority of the people going to Parliament are going because of appointment.
They want appointment.
Yes. So if we were to separate, if we were to separate this, we'll have some sanity, as you said. Yeah. Look, the primaries will not be so intense. It will not be money intensive and all that. So that if you know that you are coming to, you want to be a legislator, you fight for it and be there. Yeah. And you are well catered for as an MP. You will not be fighting to be a minister. I think it will be good for this country if we do proper separation of powers. Okay. So that we tried it before. We have tried both. And they say experience have made us to do this hybrid. But the hybrid is not obviously not helping us. I think it's a confused one. Yeah. I think we should do the proper separation so that if you're an MP, do the work of a lawmaker. Yeah. So that the minister's president will have the real to appoint people who are not MPs. Yeah. If you're an MP, after what's the difference?
But they fear that what happened at the Akufo-Addo government where 136, 137, and they are not part of the executive. Yes. Yeah. And they want to teach you a lesson. Your own MPs will not be throwing away your bills.
Even with the supermajority, even with the supermajority, they are showing it.
And now you'll be crying that your own MPs are in parliament. Now your bills go there.
What happened to Liman? Liman didn't have
exactly. They will say the executives are enjoying. They are not enjoying. So let's throw all their bills out, and the government will also be struggling.
You guys should wait. When the law is amended, we'll send Serwaa to parliament.
Oh, of course.
We'll
If
find,
she
we'll
wants
find
to
a
go and be a
constituency.
lawmaker,
We'll
but
see,
I'm sure that when it comes to that, a lot of
So
people
we'll
won't
take-
go.
Many of her colleagues are there.
Yes,
They're lawyers, yeah.
we'll
please.
give her a safe seat in Ashanti region.
Yes, we'll find one
It's
there.
a parliament. As I said, they are masters of their own rule. We don't have to
We'll
talk
give
much
Serwaa a
about
safe seat in Ashanti region.
Thank you, gentlemen. At Roman Ridge Traditional Chinese Clinic, they provide effective treatment and management of strokes, heart diseases, diabetes, spine, liver, and kidney problems. You can find them opposite the Indian High Commission, Roman Ridge, Accra, or you can call them on 0546 450 or 0556 121 863. They work from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday to Sunday, from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Thank you so much for coming, all of you. Elvis Dako is the managing editor for the News Center. Audu Mahama is the managing editor for the Custodian newspaper. Ibrahim Al-Hassan is the head of current affairs here at the EIB network. He wears many hats. He produces the show.
He's a big man.
He is also the organizing secretary for the Parliamentary Press Corps. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
You most
I'll see you again next week, God willing.
Not organize any workshop for me.
Workshop. There's no money in the system.
Even in Parliament?
Oh yes, Parliament. They were in the news.
No, your MPs.
Suspended opening that they don't have money.
Do the MPs, you have friends there? Do they have money? No. Because I don't see it.
No.
Anyway, we'll be back after this. Do you want to spend the whole time talking?
We can have another 30 minutes.
This man.
We need more time.
Yeah,
Today is Friday.
Please,
Today is Friday.
take us off. We'll come back shortly. I am Serwaa Amihere. Let's have a conversation on health. This morning, let's talk about skin diseases. I'm joined by Dr. Kofi Ansabrefo. He is a founder of Skin Foundation Africa. Good morning. I hope you're well.
Happy to be here.
Great. So let's start by understanding the basics of skin, because a lot of people probably would just think that skin is about just this part, and let's really understand what exactly when you say the human skin, what are we talking about?
So the skin is the largest organ. The skin is, I mean, we see people, that's what we identify people with. It forms about 70% of us. So it tells you how important the skin is. The skin basically, it tells a lot. It tells a story. It can even tell us how healthy you look or how healthy you are. It can even help us to tell, I mean, whether you are on any medication or the environment, any factor that is influencing your skin. So the skin is very important. For instance, if somebody is malnourished, or somebody is using a harsh product, just by looking at the skin, you should be able to say, well, this skin needs some repair. Some chronic conditions like even diabetes. We have skin manifestation of so many conditions, even HIV, even what we call PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. When a young person, childbearing age, comes to you with acne, you go beyond the skin. So there are some labs that we do to check whether there is any, apart from the skin, gynecologically, is there anything wrong with such a patient? Again, chronic kidney diseases. In addition, you have what we call uromic frost. So basically, as people will say, the skin is more like a passport to the society. It tells a lot. And as such, it needs to be given the attention that it deserves. Recently, if you look at because of social media, influences, because of even dermatology campaigns, or even celebrity trends, you notice the young ones are, going more into skincare and stuff. The question is, what they are doing, is it the right thing to do? Is it something that can be done to help them? Can we empower them in any way? And this is what we stand for. So the skin is very important. It has 3 layers. That's the epidermis, the dermis, and the subcutaneous. And every layer tells a story. So the skin is who we are, basically.
Okay. Now, I want you to tell us, how do we take care of our skin? I see a lot of damaged skin. Some I can't readily tell, but even for me, sometimes I feel like my skin isn't doing so well. Generally, even before we get into the problems that the skin can get, how do you generally take care of your skin?
So the skin is very easy to take care of the skin. First of all, the most important thing for us to know is to know your skin type. And okay. I'll take you through some few steps just by knowing. What works for Serwaa may not work for Dr. Brefo, basically. Some people have oily skin, others too have very dry skin. Some say they have sensitive skin. And every skin deserves certain, products that we use. Again, we have other conditions that can also influence our skin. For instance, you notice harmattan, when the weather changes, you tend to get, your skin tends to get drier. The skin composition is also different. You notice your face is oilier. Some people, they tell you, Doc, my face is very oily, but the other part of my body, it's dry, as it gets to the extremities. People on certain medication can also influence your skin type or can influence how your skin is. The classic one is somebody is on Acnotin, Roaccutane, a medication for acne treatment. What happens is your skin starts getting drier, your lips gets drier, and once you are off the medication, the skin comes back to normal. So the first most important thing is knowing your skin type. Now, if you have a dry skin, I have these tips for you. The first most important thing is you need to avoid bathing too hot water. So the water shouldn't be too hot. Because if the water is too hot, what we are doing is you are rather making things worse. There's what we call loss of transepidermal, water loss. So water is being lost from the epidermal layer, basically. So anything that makes it worse, you need to move away from it. That's the first one. The second tip is you try as much as possible to cream almost immediately after shower. You don't wait for your skin to get dry before you apply your cream. And how I will cream may be different from how you will cream. I can do a simple military way, and away, off I go. However, if you have a dry skin, you need to take your time and apply the moisturizer. Because at the end of the day, it's food for your skin. It has to really sink into your skin. Then we also have, you need to try and apply it as much as you can. So you can do morning, afternoon, evening. So basically, you should keep one in your bag or at the office or in your car, where you just, once a while, you apply your moisturizer. Again, certain products that we use, if you have a sensitive skin or even dry skin, you try to avoid these harsh products. So laundry, for instance, if you use a very harsh product, sometimes they even write hypoallergic, product from, Tesco, Superdrug, hypoallergic, but people still react to it. So what we say is, two things. It's either you increase the rinsing cycle. So the whole idea is to get the chemical or the detergent completely out of the clothes. We also try as much as possible to avoid using afterwash, use all the strong afterwash and stuff. Even the clothes you wear, if you have a dry skin or even sensitive skin, you try and rather do 100% cotton. So you stay away from these polyester, nylon, all these a bit, and you wear loose clothes as well. So every skin is different in terms of how to take care of it. If you have an oily face, you need to move away from using oily products, what we call comedogenic products. Basically, our skin has pores or holes. So some of these products, when you use, what happens is it clogs it, it blocks it, and that's how acne starts.
Right.
So,
but how do you know that the product you're using is oily?
It's very simple. So first of all, before that question, how do we even know we have an oily face? So after having your shower, you wait for let's say 45 minutes or even an hour. Usually, so three things can happen. Sometimes you notice your skin gets dry. Yeah, sometimes it gets a bit whitish. Sometimes it even peels or it flakes. So once that happens, you know you have a dry skin. If you wait for that long and you notice, rather especially your face, it's now become more shiny, and it tells you that it's producing sebum or oil is being produced. So such a person has an oily face, basically. Others to in between. So 45 minutes, an hour, neither here nor there, still the same. So we say we have a mixed, kind of skin. So just by this simple exercise, and you go somebody who has confirmed he or she has an oily face, and you go and you see products with, let's say, water resistant, or sometimes they say oil based on there. So what they mean is, if you have an oily face and you use such product, there's a chance that it's going to block the pores. Your skin pores are going to be clogged. And once they are clogged, then subsequently you have acne or pimples developing. Yeah.
Okay. So you see them. What about, because I've seen products, I don't see oily skin on it, or, oil-based on it. I can't just look at it with no expertise and determine that it's oily, or there's another way of determining.
So they usually, sometimes what is written there, if you use, you still feel, the effect is a bit different. And if you see how I built it, sometimes, yes, it could be for people with dry skin, but you notice that at that point you're on some medication, or at that point because of harmattan. So you need, so you're not getting that dryness or that moisturizing effect that, at normal circumstance you would have experienced.
Okay. Yeah. I have seen a lot of people talk about glass skin. What is it? So
it's a very common trend now, where I did an interview especially the young ones, about what their definition of glass skin. And I noticed we all have different definitions of dry skin. Some people, to them, what it means, it's having like a toned or some, a little brighter skin. Others too tell me, well, doc, if I have a very smooth face, that's to me, that's a glass skin. Then others too say, it's too dull, my skin is too dull. So then if I can get something that will make it a bit, appealing, so shining, that's it. Now, from our point of view, if we say glass skin, it's very simple. It means healthy skin. Glass skin means healthy skin. Now, we all have different skin types. So what it means is, if a product that's going to work for me in terms of if I have an oily face, it should be something that is non-oily. It should have ceramide, for instance, and I'm good to go. I'm able to get that skin, that healthy skin. And that's what we call healthy, or that's what we call glass skin. Many a times people use all sort of products, and at the end of the day, they have a certain, a perception or certain picture. Some of them, they get disappointed at the end. Others to try as much as possible. And in an attempt to do this, we notice that they rather make things worse. And I've been doing this. I've been doing what we call SSP, Summer Skin Project, where I give free consultations to people with acne. And this was as a result of some research that we did. Now, in such an instance, when you check the number of people who come for consultation, you notice people are spending more money to buy products not good for their skin. And in an attempt to getting that glass skin, they rather end up getting or making things worse. And that's the reason why we are bringing the glass skin, for instance, the glass skin class with the Skin Messiah, basically.
Okay. Is there any specific thing that we must do to achieve this glass skin that you talk about from your point, not our definition of it?
Yeah. Yes. So the first most important thing is what we spoke about, knowing your skin type. Very important. Okay. Because if you know your skin type, you'll be empowered. You know which products to buy, which ones to avoid. So that's the first step. Once you get that step right, then we just build on it. So for instance, if somebody has an acne with the PIH, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, or acne with dark spots, we would know which sunscreen to use. Because then such a person who also in addition has, let's say, an oily skin, cannot go for a water-based or water-resistant sunscreen. Such a person will need a water-based, not a water-resistant, rather. So some of these things it comes, or the backbone is knowing exactly your skin type and which products to use. Okay,
let's look at a few lifestyle, activities that can influence our skin, and how healthy it becomes. So I see people say drink a lot of water and sleep well. Yes. And you have a good healthy skin, especially your face. Yeah. How true is that? And what are the things that we should be doing in, our lifestyle, daily lifestyle?
That's a very important question. So you see, it's not only about, and I keep on saying this, sometimes patient comes and they want lots of products. You just prescribe maybe 2 or just 3 products, and they feel like just these 2. So the truth is, we have non-pharmacological ways of keeping our skin healthy. Okay. And as you mentioned, enough sleep, for instance. There are so many conditions, especially inflammatory conditions, that are triggered by stress. Okay. Even acne, for instance. And there's a medical backing, there's what we call HPA, the hypothalamic axis, that leads to the release of cortisol, all these stuff. And at the end of the day, it produces more androgens. Androgens makes you also produce more sebum or oil. So definitely that's one. Drinking water is something that needs to be said or done. Basically, our skin needs water to thrive. You need so basically, there's what we call the barrier function of the skin. And if you find yourself, especially where we are in Africa, where we are almost all the time exposed to the sun, you need to be well hydrated, because then your skin keeps on You keep on forming new skin cells, Also, even with the fruits and vegetables, and that is something that we are not doing enough. We have what we call cofactors. Some of these cofactors are needed in the production or in the formation of new skin cells. So then, all these things, once you are doing them, you are forming new skin cells. There should, even outside world, you notice most of their products are fortified, because we need certain nutrients which we can get in these fruits and vegetables. So definitely, it's not all the time that we need to use or take certain products. But we can just by a simple lifestyle, just by drinking enough water, just by having enough sleep, just by doing optimizing your fruits or your vegetables intake. It's alone. It's just alone to give you that nice skincare that we deserve.
Okay. I mean, a lot of people advise themselves, and we have just like about a minute or two to wrap up the show because of time. See someone, personally, I get asked a lot of questions about the cream that I use, and people just randomly pick things on the internet and use. How, because you're a skin doctor, I know what you're going to say, but I'm going to ask anyway. How important is it to speak with a skin doctor before you get what cream to use? Because many people feel like you people won't recommend the kind of products that they want to use for them.
I get this question a lot.
Okay.
So that's the reason why I am here.
Okay.
So that's the reason, or that's what birthed the Skin Foundation Africa.
Right.
I get complaints that skincare is expensive. I get complaints about, well, doc, I did this. I went to do micro needling. I went to do dermabrasion. I went to do laser. I went to do all sort of things. And I paid this. So the first most important thing I asked them is, well, the question is, what were you treating? The truth is...
Glass skin.
Glass skin. So your definition, and that's the reason why we are here. We are here to empower you. That glass skin is not only about using some of these products. You can actually achieve your glass skin goals by a simple routine. So what I do it, I am here to empower you. That's the reason why the glass skin class that we are offering, it's free basically. And because of that, we have decided to even put it out there. So instead of doing an in-person, people are saying we should just do a virtual one. So it's going to be on TikTok Live, the Skin Messiah. It's starting tomorrow. It's a whole month.
Oh, okay.
A whole month. And the interesting thing is, we have managed to use our following or our followers. And it's where Serwaa comes in. We need you people on board. We've managed to use our followers to convince or to lobby for our people. So, for instance, I had a meeting with Top of Pharmacy, and all that I was telling them is, yes, this is a following we have. All we need from you guys is you need to give us some discounts and you need to give us some freebies as well. So not only are you just coming to, or are you being empowered, you are also definitely getting some freebies. So skincare shouldn't be expensive. If you ask me, the only problem is we use all these, organic, and we use all these products. And by the time we are coming to see the doctor, we've spent so much. And now some of the conditions also you need to go beyond the skin. For instance, somebody comes with something that you're suspecting PCOS or polycystic ovarian syndrome. You don't just say, well, just take this acne treatment and that's it. No, you need to do a scan, for instance. You need to do a pelvic scan. So these are the reasons why people are skincare. But of course, I get there a lot. People are charging over 1,000 Ghana cedi for consultations and stuff. If you leave it to me, I was having a meeting just yesterday with my president. I am the West African representative on the International Society of Dermatology. And Dr. Martin tells me that Africa, we need to benefit. So in terms of all these international bodies, in terms of currently they are doing a project on skin bleaching, recovery of skin bleaching. So we are here to empower you. We are here to tell you, you don't need to sometimes come all the way and see us in the consulting room by the things that we say, the things that we do. And these are practical experience. I have been consulting over 8 years. So we are here to share what we have and basically make your skin better. Okay.
How do people contact you, very briefly?
So there's a number, 0244 74 6768.
Please repeat it.
So 0244 74 6768. And we have our WhatsApp community. We have the Skin Messiah WhatsApp community. We have the Skin Messiah channel as well. Channel, it's less than 7 days, and we have about 6K followers.
Okay.
And people are
Well
buying
done.
into the idea, you know. And we are treating people for free. We've done about almost 500 free consultations. We are also giving people free products just by lobbying, telling the pharmaceutical companies we need this for our people, and that's what we are doing. You can also follow us on TikTok, Snapchat, on Instagram as well. And all we are doing is we are empowering you. Any stakeholder, anybody who wants to join us, and let's make our skincare healthy for people.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
You have a good skin as well, I must say.
Thank you.
Dr. Kofi Ansabrefo is the founder for Skin Foundation Africa. Please follow him and get all the answers that you need. Thank you so much for watching the show as well and for being with me this week. Do we have birthday messages? Okay, we have a few birthday messages. I'll quickly do them. So, happy birthday to you, Herbert. Grace and favor be multiplied to you in folds as you turn a new chapter today. Enjoy your new age in good health, more money, and endless joy. Happy birthday to my sweet daughter, Kayla Na Dede Dromo Latte Tete. May this day and years to come be generous to you. May you grow in wisdom and knowledge from your lovely parents, Mr. and Mrs. Latte. Oh, Solo's daughter. Oh, lovely. Happy birthday to Patricia Beidu, aka Ohima Ekia in Kumasi. As today marks a special milestone in your life, I wish you good health, prosperity, and all the goodness in life. Have a great celebration and have fun, Ohima, from Benghazi. Hey, Benghazi. Happy birthday to Gifty Techi, a staff of Statesmen Limited. We wish you long life, good health, prosperity, and God's protection at all times. From 2004 GIJ Year Group. Happy birthday to you, Dorcas Mensah. May God be with you from your friends and lovely family. Happy birthday to GHOne's Obed King Aglo. Obed is an amazing person, hardworking, zealous, dedicated, of course, from your colleagues in the entire newsroom. Happy birthday, Obed. Right, and a happy birthday to you as well, or if you know anyone who's celebrating their birthday, a happy birthday to them. From all of us here, please have a very good day. And thank you for staying with me these 2 days. As I've told you, I'll be on TV now Thursday, Friday, so you should watch out. But, during the week, you have my colleagues Lily and Joshua coming to you. Thank you. I'll see you again next week, God willing. In the meantime, have a very good morning and enjoy the rest of your day. I am Serwaa Amihere.